Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I keep forgetting what day it is. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I'm so excited. Kyle will be home tomorrow, and that I look forward to so much. I hope you guys have all had a good day today. I have had a busy day, but I caught up on a few things going on with Beddy's court date. Of course, I'm sure you've heard all the details by this point in time, but we're going to go over a few things that I find to be interesting, and then I want to walk it back. But I also want to talk to you guys about what I spent the morning doing this morning. So let's just go ahead and get going. Oh, and by the way, Feral Mom. It's the Feral Mom's Social Club. So cheap hoe fashion over here. Told you guys I would give you a little fashion show. I got a lot of stuff to update you guys on, actually. So let's go ahead and get going. How's everybody's day going so far? What have you guys been up to? Hey, Pika. Hey, Janice. Hey, Shelly. Hey, FAFO. Let me pull you guys forward. We might have to go in. It's a little windy. It's hot as hail here today. Hey, Shelly, OG, Banana Pug, Anna, Haley, Parody Street, Steph, Benny Ray, Skip, Zero, Chico. I was hoping they would help some with the reflection outside. They're blue light glasses from Amazon, but they're not really helping much. I need to just go get my eyes checked and my prescription glasses redone, but I hate wearing them. Hey, Amy. Hey, Beverly. Roro. I've been saying that for like 2 years. I hate glasses, though. Hey, to Michelle. They're already on top of my head. Hey, Revivals World. Newtsers. Marcy. Taste and Amaze. Proud Mimi. Lunatic. Brandywine. Christina. Lee the Bee. Thank you, Lee the Bee. I got quite the freaking tan lines going on already. Let's just say it's going to be interesting. Hey, Catherine, Christina, X. It's good to see you. Forever Army, Lucia. You're not working in the bushes, Parody Street. I get you. Hey, Meg. Oh, there he goes. Hey, Thor. Hey, Dutch, Akira. Janelle, you're very tired. Hey, Petunia. Socks, you've been working all day. Hey, Sherry, go ask Alice. Michigan wifey, you're getting married tomorrow. Michigan wifey, I'm so happy for you. Congrats. If it gets really windy out here, I'll go in. Hey, One-Eyed Flo. Hey, New Leaf. Hey, Elma. Carla, Lurker. Easter candy. I haven't even bought Easter candy yet. Hey, Tinfoil. Mona Lisa. Sharon, Precious Moments, All right. So first and foremost, let me update you guys on what I did this morning. So I don't care who's pissed off about it. I don't give, let me be very clear. What I do is it's all me. Me only. I called up Duchess this morning and I said, hey, so I went to bed thinking about these BlipBoards. And I got some questions. So me and her started talking and we went back and forth, like, what are some options? And I was already in the process of like Mad Hatter Googling stuff. Well, I come to find out that BlipBoards is actually located in Kaysville, Utah. That's where the company was founded. So I'm looking at it and I go pull up all of like their information and I find out pretty fast that these BlipBoards are against what their own policy states. But because of how BlipBoard is done, they do a little bit of a review and there's only certain things that flag those reviews. So these BlipBoard designs wouldn't necessarily flag their system. And then, people have said, well, I don't even know if they're for surely going up or anything like that. We don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. Their name's attached to them and they're being promoted as part of this targeted harassment campaign and allowing their product to be used as a part of that on X. So whether they are or not, that's not really my concern at this point in time. They're being brought into it by people on X through At Night Media. So you can't really find a phone number for the company, but you can find numbers for people around it. So I started making phone calls because ultimately the only way parents really can go about it is the legal process. So attorneys, so on and so forth. They do have a dispute form or like a self-help form online. Just so you know, I did fill it out. It's an email that you get an automated response back that you can like fill it out and send information to it, but you'll get an automated response that says you're going to get something in 24 hours. Will I get something in 24 hours? I don't know. If I don't get something in 24 hours or a call back, I will be using the next set of phone numbers that I found. And I'll be leaving messages because there's a lot of people attached to this BlipBoard company and it's their business phones. So I'm just going to keep messaging because they don't even, at this point in time, unless they've gotten an SF emailed parts of them too, unless they start realizing that this is what's going on, they wouldn't know. So I was emailing and calling and sending Duchess that here's this phone number and here's this person and here's this person. I don't know. I'm just over it. So we're going to start taking action. From now on, you see families that are being attacked or they're being brought to social media or people are starting to do the same things. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going to start sending them information on these people if they're involved with any of these people and letting them know, hey, please do your research. This is who this is. This is who this is. Please do your research. Very respectful, very professionally, but giving them a heads up. That's all we're going to do. Duchess called and left messages too. Duchess and I will be continuing to make calls until we can make progress because it shouldn't be, this is directly against their policy and procedure. This is against what they stand for as a company, but they don't even know what these campaigns are being done. And people are so proudly boasting about it. You can delete it all now. It's already archived, every bit of it. Every bit of proof that I need to show these people that they are being used in a targeted harassment campaign is already archived and saved. Already done. So even if they delete their stuff, but they are proudly boasting about using these BlipBoards for a targeted harassment campaign on X. So therefore, this company stands, that's a policy that they have in place already. So we will see. Hopefully we do not have to go to the route of even the parents getting involved and doing anything. But if we do, we'll figure it out and go from there. But hopefully, because this is a policy violation for their own company, that won't even have to go that far. But one step in the right direction. So I think I spent like three hours doing that this morning, hunting down phone numbers, hunting down people around the company. I was like, okay, let's play. I'm not going to sit by and watch these families be targeted like this anymore. I'm not. I'm just not. Yeah, that whole situation of what is happening with those BlipBoards is disgusting, completely disgusting. So no, don't feel crazy at all, Newtsers. If I had, like, you can go on the system if anybody wants to report. I don't know what will happen from if you guys want to wait till tomorrow and I'll update you guys tomorrow of what the automated response, if I actually get a hold of somebody or if they actually email me back, I will let you guys know what I get from it. So far, I just got the automated response, but they say that somebody will be with me in 24 hours. So if they do get back to me, I will let you know. But right now, I'm not going to release the numbers because they're not business numbers, anyways, we'll get to that if we need to. So if we need to up the campaign, which I'm hoping we don't, I don't think this company, like I said, this wouldn't flag their system. And when you start looking at like the procedures of what flags their system, this wouldn't even be something that would catch attention. So, hey, Mal, I will for sure. It doesn't. They don't. It's gone. Thor, it has been gone. Like, if we're being honest here, it's been gone for a long time. It's been gone. This is just an amplified situation of the same things that have been going on forever. This is just the playbook of sorts. It's just, and yesterday's reaction, like, I'm not going to review that, just so everybody is aware. I'm not going to review Chris's discussion, and I'm not going to review Seth's discussion, because I don't want that over here. That was two very painful situations, scary and sad situations, honestly. But when you have social media involved in your life for every day, making threats, allegations, things of that nature, I don't even know what to say. Like, I am shocked that it hasn't happened sooner, but I worry about what's going to happen going farther. They are amplifying, and people are like pushing for a reaction. They're just pushing for a reaction. And it doesn't matter what we think about these people at this point in time. Like, you don't have to like these people. We don't have to care for their behavior, but this is the reality of what social media does to these families. And it's really sad. It's really fucking sad. And I think we're just going to see it escalate further and further as we go. I don't have any hope anymore in this like stopping, and there's no quick resolve for it at all. And here we are. So I don't know. Oh, lip locked. It's heartbreaking. It's truly a heartbreaking situation. There's nothing to say about it. It's people going through their worst moments, and when you pile on and pile on and pile on and accuse these people and amplify it, and some people, this is what people want. This is what people have been pushing for. They've been pushing intentional buttons. These BlipBoards were I don't know if they were the catalyst. They were the icing on the cake for yesterday, but that's just one of many things. We started off back in March with crazy allegations against these parents. March of last year. April, this same time of April last year, they were making allegations, unfounded allegations against Chris Proudfoot that are life-altering allegations based on nothing. That was Sweetie Pilo. It has just completely continued to evolve into the biggest shit show. I mean, we've gotten to the point where it's normalized now for creators to get on here and blatantly accuse them of doing something to their child. They, in my opinion, some of these people are sitting on X and other social media platforms just waiting for it to escalate to vigilante justice. I think that's been the hope for some of them for all along. I hate to say it, but that's where we're at. And then you have this one character, Bullhorn Beddy. Now, let me be very clear. Beddy is one of many that have done horrific things. Has she escalated it and doubled down, tripled down, everything? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Twist, and the fact of it is, they're not even saying that he's missing. They're giving Dog's phone number. There's no information about Sebastian. They're making it look like I don't even, in my opinion, if I drove by and saw that, I would have no idea that that was a missing child. It's almost like a wanted poster, considering Dog the Bounty Hunter's name's on it. It's a targeted harassment campaign. That's all it is. I mean, wait, what about those BlipBoards? They have false information about a reward. Let's go there. Let's just go there, because that's going to fucking drive me insane. Let's start there. Mal, she's doing okay. She's sore as fuck, but she's doing okay. And then we'll get into the Beddy stuff. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Let me go here first. Okay. So first and foremost, by the way, Kenzie got, if you didn't see it in my members, Kenzie got stung by a bark scorpion last night at midnight. It was a long night. Okay. So the BlipBoards have on them what is he doing? Did he take the BlipBoard stuff off? Well, too late if you did. Too late if they did, because I've got it saved already. Oh, nope, there it is. Have you looked for me? Up to $447,000 reward. Sebastian Rogers at night, Dog the Bounty Hunter. You guys can see what I'm looking at, right? Yep, you can. Dog the Bounty Hunter, phone number, Office of Joseph Lesniak. Okay. Where's the rest of them here? You guys were so proud about them. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Sir Hong. That's interesting. Why are you taking them down? You were so proud of all of that. You were so proud of those. You see that? Well, that's already archived, so BlipBoard will know. Isn't that interesting? Let's see what At Night Private Intelligence Agency has. Silence is murder. Really? Is it now? Is it now? Yeah, they took some of them down. Isn't that interesting? Who took me? Why'd they take down the rest of them? Still laughing? Was I in the way? That's using a missing child's dignity for a targeted harassment campaign against the parents of a missing child. Yeah, supposedly they are real, NorCal. I've been trying to get a hold of the company all day today, but it's really interesting to me because his ex was filled with these earlier. And they seem to have removed a bunch of that information. But like I said, I've already got it all archived. So this is using Sebastian's face. You proud now? Up to $447,000. So the BlipBoards, first and foremost, one of the protocol of that, I showed this last night too. If I keep scrolling further, there's some of them. This is At Night's page. Let's look. I have him in my phone, so it doesn't matter, even if they do take him down. Who took me? See, look at here. Google it, y'all. Supposedly that's on one. Now, do we know for sure that these are the locations that they say? No. At the Phillies game. See if it shows. He said, if you know, you know, or if you know, you know, we do up to 440. So how does this identify? This is using Sebastian's face with no information about him being a missing child. And that reward, let's talk about that reward. Let's talk about what that reward says. So the disclaimer, I've read the disclaimer before about their $447,000 reward. So first and foremost, let me tell you what BlipBoard says. BlipBoard, one of the things that they stand against is no statements that are verifiably false or needlessly inflammatory. You tell me what you think. No nudity, profanity, graphic violence, hate speech, or personal attacks. Innuendos of any kind will be rejected. No statements, again, that are verifiably false or needlessly inflammatory. So, on this, all campaigns must be for a cause or a candidate. That's politics, stuff like that. But this up to $447,000 reward, that's should fall under needlessly inflammatory or verifiably false, because what that truly is a $397,000 reward from At Night. You see their little symbol in the corner over here of this BlipBoard, supposedly right here. And then you see Joseph Lesniak here. Where's the FBI part? Up to $50,000 from the FBI. They mixed it all in one. So this is what we're going to go with. Twist, we'll see. We'll see how fast they act to this. Petty, thank you for being a member for 6 months. I don't know if they will or not. But let's talk about what you have to do. Let's talk about the disclaimer. So the disclaimer on the reward states as following. The monetary reward, as conditionally proffered by At Night Intelligence Agency, a wholly autonomous operational division of At Night Media LLC, itself a subsidiary entity wholly owned by One World Corp, shall be dispersed exclusively in the event that information tendered to At Night in a manner deemed satisfactory by At Night's sole discretion demonstrably and unequivocally results in the precise geolocation of the missing teenage male individual, as identified in official documentation issued by At Night on or before March 14th, 2025. And such information directly precipitates both the lawful apprehension of one or more persons verifiably responsible for the disappearance of said individual, as determined by a duly constituted judicial authority within a jurisdiction recognized by the United States federal government, and the successful prosecution and final sentencing of said person or persons, with all appeals exhausted and no pending motions for retrial, pardon, or clemency remaining unresolved as of the date of the reward adjudication, which adjudication shall occur no sooner than 36 months following the date of the sentencing, absent extraordinary circumstances as determined exclusively by At Night's board of directors. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, thank you. Shut that door. Leave him out. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Bella snapped her own tongue. That's the first paragraph. In the event that the Federal Bureau of Investigation or any other governmental entity concurrently or subsequently establishes a reward pertaining to the same aforementioned individual, At Night reserves the unilateral right at its absolute discretion to coordinate with said federal authorities to ensure alignment of reward recipient designation, provided that At Night's independent evaluation confirms that the recipient satisfies all criteria herein delineated. Notwithstanding the foregoing, At Night retains the irrevocable prerogative to disperse its stipulated reward of 50,000 United States dollars payable in a single lump sum via certified instrument, independently of any federal action, if and only if the qualifying information is submitted directly to At Night through proprietary channels designated by At Night in writing no less than 90 days prior to submission, and such information is adjudged by At Night in its sole and unreviewable judgment to meet the evidentiary threshold of beyond a reasonable doubt as interpreted by At Night's corporate counsel, irrespective of any determination by external law enforcement or judicial bodies. You following? Eligibility for the reward shall be further contingent upon the claimant executing a binding affidavit notarized by a licensed notary public unaffiliated with At Night, attesting that the information provided was obtained through lawful means, has not been previously disclosed to any third party, including but not limited to media outlets, private investigators, or governmental agencies. So the FBI, governmental agencies. So you can't report it to the actual authorities. Prior to any submission to At Night, and remains untainted by any material omission or misrepresentation as determined through forensic analysis conducted by an independent third-party contractor selected by At-Night at the claimant's expense. Should any portion of the information be found duplicative of data independently obtained by At-Night or its affiliates prior to submission, or should the claimant fail to provide biometric verification of identity, including but not limited to fingerprint and retinal scan within 72 hours of At-Night's request, the claim shall be rendered null and void without recourse. This reward offer, extended solely by At-Night Private Intelligence Agency, a private entity incorporated under the laws of the state of Delaware, is explicitly and categorically unaffiliated with the FBI, any municipal, state, or federal law enforcement agency, or any nonprofit organization. The offer is enforceable across all 50 states of the United States, is subject to the claimant's compliance with all applicable local, state, and federal statute, as well as the terms herein, and is administered exclusively through At-Night's designated corporate counsel, whose interpretation of these terms shall be final and binding in perpetuity. At-Night reserves the right to amend, suspend, or terminate this offer at any time without prior notice, and no claim shall be recognized unless ratified in writing by At-Night's chief executive officer within 90 days of the satisfaction of all aforementioned conditions. Payment shall not be issued prior to the claimant's provision of a tax identification number and execution of a liability waiver releasing At-Night Media LLC and One World Corp from any and all claims arising from this offer in perpetuity. So in other words, you tell me. Can you guys make that make sense? Anybody? Pika, thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. ASU Mom, it's good to see you. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Miss Upper Thighs, thank you for giving 5 memberships. Welcome to the cabana, you guys. Emily, thank you. You're not my troll. Did you get a call by troll? Thank you for being a member for 16 months. And thank you, Michelle, for being a member for 11 months. I'm basically, in other words, you're fucked. It's not happening. How is that? Yeah, I lost myself reading that. I read what's there. I don't know, Misty Blue. Are we having anal probes from aliens too at this point in time? I mean, that's more likely to get an anal probe by aliens than that. Sunday to Doodles, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Misty Blue, thank you for renewing. Oh, I'm sorry, Emily. You were being accused again in Josh's of being my troll. Oh my God. I don't have fucking trolls. If I want to say something, I do it myself. I don't even bother with that one. I can't with that one. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm boring because facts are boring. I guess I bore people because I stick to the facts. Well, I'm fucking sorry. These people's lives and the fuckery that's happening is not really entertaining to me. The facts matter. Misty Blue, thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships. Welcome to the cabana. But I about fucking fell over laughing about that. I was like, well, I mean, to each their own. Hey, Bob, it's good to see you. Hey, Blank Slate. Sorry, Emily. I guess you could be accused of a lot of other things that probably would be worse. But yeah, you tell me. And there's nothing wrong with these. What's this helping? How is this helping? What about 1-800-TBI fines? What about call Sumner County? What about identifying information for Sebastian? What are these doing besides a targeted hate campaign against the parents? Anybody? Right. Exactly, Lori. Facts, not feelings. Yep. All of that first. I can't even believe people think this is okay. Like the BlipBoards are okay. That's astonishing to me. I hope that's not the case because, again, the reward is misinformation, and people do and see large amounts of money like that and will take action into their own hands. And again, I find this really weird that everybody is so excited about the America's Most Wanted episode coming out to bring awareness to Sebastian. And then here's this company attempting to do this billboard campaign to like get people to believe that there's no hope in looking for him, not posting any like his Amber Alert status, nothing. And again, I told you guys I had contacted a victims advocacy group out of Tennessee. She emailed me a bunch of links and it had been sitting in my email. And I finally looked at it last night and it just broke me because unfortunately, because a lot of the way of these laws fall, there's so many gray areas that basically the only recourse that parents have is to seek legal action. And when they're going through their worst time ever, how do they have, a lot of these families don't have access to money or legal representation or to do these things. We can't normalize this shit. We can't start normalizing this. It's terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. So Michelle, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana. They're shaking them all out of the bushes. Wishful thinking, that's great. I'm all for it. Like, yeah, at this point, they need to go. I've called multiple places, left all sorts of messages for the owners and the founders and everything with BlipBoard. I'm hoping to get a call back. I've also done emails. I'm hoping, because this is a direct violation of what they stand for. So again, we're not going to normalize this being done to families. We're just not. It's not going to. And Blip, I guarantee you, this is not what Blip stands for at all. They want to be helpful, not hurtful. And they will not want their company to be a part of a targeted harassment campaign with parents. I saw that, Tessa, too. Yep, I saw that. You can go on the website. Yeah, Alma, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't know. That's what their disclosure says. It's absolute stunning. Okay, so let's get into the Beddy stuff because I know that's what you guys want to talk about. So first and foremost, I was doing some research on all this stuff in Tennessee. And the first thing I had a question about was, okay, so today was a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing why is it moved to a grand jury? Because that was interesting to me. Well, listen to this. Now, you can Google this and you'll find the same exact thing, which many of you did. In Tennessee, a preliminary hearing can be bound over to the grand jury if a judge finds probable cause that a felony, did you hear that word? Felony has been committed and that the defendant committed it. So we know that they found probable cause today. They moved it to a grand jury. 3 or more violations would be a felony. So now the grand jury will decide if there's enough evidence to indict the defendant, decide what the charges are. Holy shit. I do too. But I got a whole list of I got a whole other section of numbers to call tomorrow if they don't call me back. Trust and believe I'm going to track somebody down that cares. And I guarantee these people are going to care. Sorry, Scorpion just bit my computer line. I'm just joking. It was just me. I just hit the button and booted myself right off. I was like, bye. So in true nonsense fashion, I decided let's just go here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. I found some interesting things to watch. So this is from today. We're going to do a walk back in time. You guys ready to go? But I find it interesting because that means that they're looking at charging her with a felony. 3 violations if found that there's enough to charge her. So is she going to walk away from this as a felon? What do you guys think? And it's 13 citizens. That's what I found. It's 13 citizens that make up the grand jury. They'll hear the evidence and determine if there's enough evidence to indict the defendant, meaning formally charging them with the crime. If the grand jury decides there's enough evidence, they return an indictment or presentment, formally charging the defendants with the crime. The defendant and their lawyer are not present during the grand jury proceedings. we're going to look at that. Emily, I pulled up some of the things that she has said before. This is interesting. It's interesting. So the first judge recused himself, but let's listen to this. Let's just take a walk back in time and let's go over this stuff and see what we all come to believe afterwards. Now, again, in my opinion, she's one of many people that have caused many, many issues. In fact, I had to eye roll majorly today over some shit, but we'll get there. Dreams, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. ASU Mom, thank you again for the 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana, you guys. You're shaking those asses out of the bushes today. Let's roll. This is from today, and we're going to go from today and kind of go into a reminder of how we got here, because I'm really hoping that pretty soon we see Kiosk Beddy. The Chronicles of Kiosk Beddy. I'm here for that. I'm here for it.
Was due to an increased fear because of the danger from threats, harassment, and as well as trespassing.
The family of a missing Sumner County teenager made their case today against a YouTuber who's been covering the case of Sebastian.
Oh, can I just go back here really quick and show how pretty Katie looks? Again, I don't care what you guys think, but I'm so sick and tired of people saying she looks like a frumpy school teacher. Look at how much weight she's gained. She looks beautiful. That's a good color on her, too. That's a very good color on her. She looks beautiful today, and I can't imagine the stress that they've been under, and she looks beautiful. She does. So, because everybody else continues to cut her down, I just wanted to make sure that that was heard from somebody.
The family of a missing Sumner County teenager.
Did Chris cut his mullet so they can't make fun of him for that either?
Made their case today against a YouTuber who's been covering the case of Sebastian Rogers' disappearance.
Oof, upsetty Beddy.
They claim Bullhorn Beddy stalked.
Man, she has not looked this happy in a long time.
And harassed their family.
Oh, Chris does have a normal haircut. He did cut his mullet. He did cut the mullet.
Despite orders of protection. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry was in court as a judge decided whether a criminal case against the YouTuber should move forward.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
For about an hour this afternoon, Katie and Chris Proudfoot testified against YouTuber Andra Griffin, also known as Bullhorn Beddy, claiming she violated the terms of 3 order of protections.
Are you tagged in this video?
I am.
Is your full name tagged in this video?
It is.
She's reporting a bunch of lies. She's harassing me.
I'm not
Harassing my
asking
family.
about.
Sebastian Rogers' case gained national attention from news outlets and social media users after he disappeared from his home in Hendersonville last year. Griffin, with her 38,000 subscribers, was one of those YouTubers covering the case.
Ms. Griffin.
She's not covering the case. She started off harassing and making allegations against the family. Let's be honest here. Let's talk about that for a second, because she used the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers on Facebook as her baseline, which was JLR's Facebook group, the discussion group, to build her content out of that was all targeted narratives against the parents. As soon as she entered covering what she says, quote unquote, covering the case, it was all very one-sided, rumor-based, speculation-based. That's all that she's ever done. It was never factual-based. It was pick a side and run with it, just like so many do. And if there's anything I hope people learn is that this is a continued pattern of behavior. It's going to continue. This isn't the first family. It's not going to be the last. Oh, one other thing. I will have to get back to you guys tomorrow, but I did start looking into last night. We'd also talked about running an awareness campaign type ads through social media. I did get some information on kind of the qualifications, but again, we don't want to be the faces of that. We want to elevate victims' voices. So families that this is happening to, families with missing children, families that have been targeted through horrific situations or been accused of horrific crimes when they had nothing to do with it. That's who we want to be the face of this. So I'm still looking to figure out how long we can have in those ads, how much it'll cost. And then I will, once I get more information, that's the next thing we're going to do, is try to do an awareness campaign through social media ads running through to warn people if you or your family are going through something like this. Please be very careful with what you're getting into. And it'll be, I hope to get it to be the faces and the voices of the victims. So I'll know more on that hopefully by the end of this week, maybe next week.
I've reported, I would say frequently, on the disappearance of your son, Sebastian. Is that right?
Daily, sometimes multiple times a day.
In August, Sebastian's mom and step-grandparents were given an order of protection against the YouTuber after they say she stalked and harassed them. Griffin was then banned from having any contact with the family, directly or indirectly. But the Proudfoots told the court that same day Griffin violated the terms by talking about them in a YouTube live stream and including their names in hashtags.
After this case is said and done, I will be going after the Proudfoots and the Bower Sox for damages.
Immediately, we shall.
I will be going after the Proud Sox. Is that what she said? Did she say the Proud Sox or did she say the Proudfoot? Hold on. Let me back that up. Did I hear that wrong? I might have. I've been listening to too much bullshit from her today. Wait.
This case is said and done, I will be going after the Proudfoots and the Bower
You did say Proudfoots. Okay. I was like, what the fuck?
Sox for damages.
Immediately.
Proudfoots and Bower Sox. She's going to go after them for damages. Oh, you don't say.
We showed our phones to Detective Bynes and said, look, it's already started.
The initial preliminary hearing today was cut short, with the judge saying he could not preside over the case due to threats. The hearing was then passed to a different judge who oversaw the case. Attorneys for both sides argued.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting? From my understanding, what I've heard, now again, I was not there, but this is from good sources, that the judge recused himself because there were threats made to the bench, meaning to the judge, the presiding judge, that are being investigated. And something about a phone call, possibly as of today, even with threats.
About intentions.
And I guess it was directly implied in some way, shape, or form that the threats made were somehow because of him granting, the judge granting this order.
And what is included in the First Amendment.
If she didn't intend for Chris Proudfoot to view the video, why would you hashtag Chris Proudfoot? If she didn't intend for
clicks and views and money,
Miss Katie Proudfoot to
she did
view the video, why would you hashtag Katie Proudfoot?
This is First Amendment protected speech. There has to be some action that will require that by Ms. Griffin to direct that to the petitioners. And the statute clearly says that it's only a violation if the defendant knowingly does that.
This case is moving to a grand jury on May 23rd. The order of protection is still in place for all parties, and the judge ruled that she can say the Proudfoot's names in her coverage, but will face consequences if she steps over the line of protected speech.
Woof, Danita Fita. So what's protected speech? That's going to come into play. What's protected speech? Subspective, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana. Ooh, well, let's go take a look. Yep, she walked out of court again today. But let's go take a little journey. Let's go back to July 31st. You guys up for it? You guys up to take a little walk down memory lane of how did we get here to begin with? What got us here to begin with? We've all seen when she went to Tennessee and she was so proud of herself, jumping out of traffic, accosting Terry Bower Sox. I can show that again if we need to, but I think you've all seen it. There's pre-recorded videos that I've done that have that in there, but I think I've pulled some other ones that people might not remember. I didn't fit in curvy. I have not caught up. I had appointments today, so I have not caught up. I caught up I was being asked for timestamps earlier after I got done with my calls, so I was trying to throw timestamps at people that they were asking for, and then I logged off, got an update of people that were watching all the stuff, and then I got home, fed dogs and kids, and here I am. So I haven't watched all of the things yet. I did know that Molly Moose Knuckle Magoo was there, I heard. Calling. And by the way, I got no business with that one. I hope that she stays in her lane and does not cause any bullshit, but there's just something about that gives me the ick with her, because if you know, she kind of helped this one get to where she's at today, and the apple don't fall far from that tree on either one of them.
Again, hold on just a second. I got to turn my stuff off. I'll be right back.
Typical Moose Knuckle Magoo.
All right, I'm back. I decided to come out. I figured it would be a little easier. I got 5G on the outside, so I decided to come out and get some Mickey D's. Need to feed that belly. I hope everybody's having a good day. As many of you guys know,
date on this is July 31st, 2024.
We're out and about doing some stuff. So I'm hearing a bunch of people talking mad cash stuff online. First of all, I hope nobody's perjuring themselves to get a fake injunction. I just heard some stuff. Somebody called me and told me that, first of all, I don't know anything about it. Secondly, anybody that writes anything, they would have to say that they're in fear for their life, which means that they are lying under oath. So that.
Oh, really? Really? Things that didn't age well with Beddy. And I'm not just talking about her hairline or her wrinkles.
That's clear perjury. And if anybody fabricated any information to assist them in this, that can be well proven as well. I don't threaten people. I don't do anything. But you know what? We're always one step ahead of them, you see. So I already knew there was going to be some effery that came with all of this stuff. And as you guys know, I am always one step ahead. So I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out soon enough. Anyways, it's nice to see everybody.
So where's that one step ahead? Where's that going to come into play? I'm waiting for the one step ahead, because it seems like you're still scrambling
out there,
and we'll get to her response from today here just shortly.
YouTube land. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Don. You're lucky I saw that. I got my glasses on right in the nick of time. Happy birthday. Yeah, but you know it's all lies. So you know they're utilizing the court system to try to hinder people trying to search for Sebastian Rogers. Now, mind
you, Fushi, you know how that goes. I have no explanation. It's Molly. She crawls out from under a rock. People try to give her a chance, I think, and then she proves herself to be the same. People got to learn for themselves. I don't know. I got no use for that one over there. Fuck her. Fuck her. She sat right next to this one when she called and made a veiled threat to me. They're both the same to me, so I got no use for either one of them. I could name off family after family. Molly's done the same exact shit too. Is she acting right in this one? She didn't start off that way. She was proudly calling and making weird calls herself in the beginning of this. That's how these people move. Heels behind their ears. Reunion again.
I've never talked to anybody. Remember? When I talked to somebody, it was all the way over in St. Jude's and the people that I had already scheduled to meet with.
And the other day, just so you guys know, if you didn't watch the stream I did the other day, I played the clip of Molly offering Beddy and JLR the ability to get residency in Pennsylvania if they wanted to, right before Beddy sued Queen Bee. And Molly was talking about joining the lawsuit with Beddy so they can all get fucked. Sorry. I got no use for this shit no more.
So I've never bothered anybody while I was in there. Everything that they say is 100% fabricated and a lie if true. Now, I haven't even determined whether or not that's just somebody making those things up, like designing them to look like that. I don't know, because I have no way of searching. And I don't know how, if it is true, they got to serve me in Florida. And how are they going to explain or justify the so-called harassment in Tennessee from Florida? It doesn't make sense. Everything.
Well, you weren't in Florida when you jumped out in traffic and drove by their house, proudly boasted about driving by their house, trespassed on their property, talked about getting a pew pew and a GoFundMe for a pew pew. You were in Tennessee when you did all that. In fact, before you even went to Tennessee from Florida, you were having people keep them under surveillance and sending you photos and videos. I've got that all documented too, months back, watching you do that. You and your buddies were keeping them under surveillance for quite some time before you ever even went to Tennessee. You proudly boasted about it. But here you are talking about, you know that this is happening, and here you be
I do is online. So, I mean, it's easily proven that they are lying under oath, which is perjury, a crime. But we know that these felons don't mind committing crimes. I don't know who did it. I don't have a clue. I have no idea. I just heard about it. I don't even know if it's true, to be honest with you. It could just be something to get some airtime, but whatever it was, if it is true, then they just utilized the court system for content, for clicks and views, because they would have lied, which is pretty freaking sad. How desperate do content creators need to be where they start literally doing this shit?
Kitty Coo, actually, I'm one of the creators that they try not to say shit about because they don't want people watching my stuff because I'm boring, that I'm fact-based. And if you don't know, Revival clipped it today. It's actually really fucking funny. I feel bad for that person that she thinks facts should be, or any of these situations should be entertaining. No, laws need to change. There's nothing cool or funny about this. Yeah, do we crack on these people a little bit here and there? Yes, but facts matter. And I will always, I don't give a fuck if I bore you guys, truly. The facts matter. What these people say and do, what is actually happening to these families one after another matters way more to me than fun and ha stuff. There's other YouTube channels for that.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. But who cares?
Yes. ASU
Good luck.
mom.
Oh, I mean, I guess I could understand it a little bit. But anyways, getting back to it, you know, it's always
ASU mom, thank you for being a member for 7 months. And I agree with you 100%. Do you guys want me to replay that clip? Do you want me to replay the clip? Here, let me just roll it. I got it right here. I made sure that the right people have this today. I got 2 funny clips right on hand. Let's just play this. Fuck it. Here you go.
I'll tell you about it.
Oh, okay. I will not be to talk to Adrian. I think I'm gonna.
Don't talk about. You shouldn't talk about others' looks. When I seen a pic of Jilly.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so let's talk about this.
Hold on. Hey,
I'm not.
Her audio was pretty bad on this because she was calling in from a hotel. Again, the date in this is August 2023.
I'm actually going to talk to Adrian. I think I'm gonna.
I appreciate that, Michigan wifey. I heard that she was like, oh, like it wasn't Jay that said it. It was just funny because I was like, who is that even that said that? It was funny as fuck. I found it funny, but I'm just gonna throw it in because I was like, oh my god, that's what exactly like what I'm here for is the fact.
Filing suit against someone.
yes.
What? I'm gonna jump as well.
Who's filing suit? I'll talk to you about it.
Oh, okay. I will not be doing any sort of fundraiser at all for my legal at all. This way I don't have to owe any money back to anybody.
Right.
What I think is very foolish is that she's collecting money before she even gets
Molly's talking about Queen Bee when Beddy started to sue her.
a bill. That is incredibly stupid and it's incredibly irresponsible. Held responsible for that money. I do have an attorney here. The thing is what she hasn't anticipated is that I'm in a Commonwealth state, and so is Dolly Vision.
Right.
So yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, we're in Commonwealth state, so it's going to be a lot easier for us. But I know that I'm not going to be raising any funds for it. But I am going to. Anybody that wants to help me out, you can send me links and timestamps to her streams. If I could get some help on that.
Absolutely.
Then I'm going to ask my Patreons for that. And it should take about a week or so. And then we're going to be sending a letter. I'm going to talk to Adrian about it. Yeah. She's not going to be able to beat Adrian. She's not going to be able to beat me or Adrian. So I have a lawyer, but we won't use one.
Someone needs to teach her a lesson, somebody.
Oh, Dolly, the thing is with Dolly, he's in a Commonwealth state. He's in Virginia. I'm in Pennsylvania. And her lawyer is going to have to, say, because I already told Andra and Jonathan, I said, Andra, if you want to establish residency here in Pennsylvania, by all means, we're fine with that. If houses, we can help her out. If all this girl has asked is stop. Just stop. Instead of speaking and stop.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? If JLR and Andra want to establish residency in Pennsylvania, they can. Do you see why I'm hesitant to yeah, no, I'm sorry. You want to hear a funny clip? You guys want to hear another, just a funny one? Just to remind you of how much bullshit she spews before y'all fall into the fucking Molly's changed. Healing time. I'm not upset by it at all. I actually think it's funny, but again, there's just nothing. I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm not here to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't even know her at all. I didn't even recognize the voice or anything. So no harm, no shade, but I am going to laugh about it, truly, because there isn't anything funny about harassing victims and their families at all. And I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. That's totally okay. Okay, let's listen to this one because this is funny. Here you go. I agree with you, lunatic.
Adrian, like his fucking men have said, he's ruthless. When those fucking terrorists in Iraq got them all up and they weren't fully dead, guess what? That's Adrian. Wow. Yeah. That's what they meant by ruthless. Wow. Yep. My cute little husband with his little Harry Potter glasses and his little cute ties. And the yes, dear. He's trained. He's a trained killer. You think I have any control over what's going in his mind?
You see why we all call a fucking spade a spade. Don't fall for it. The little act, go back and see her mocking Shanann Watts. Go back and see how she just recently said that Dre McRae bought ashes of her deceased husband. Go back and see all the lies that she told. Go back and watch her and Beddy get Don Wells fired. You don't have to like the Wells to understand that their child is missing. And they proudly did that together. Those two proudly rode together. So I'll continue to be hesitant on what I believe from those two. Anyways, let's go. Here we go.
It's been about Sebastian, and they're going to find out that they were, as always, a day late, a dollar short. Just saying. So, just saying.
Oh, I think Wally is scary as hell with his pocket pencils and his most dangerous man in the world. What are you guys talking about? I still have the Patreon posts of Molly asking somebody to send my information so her husband could have it. Well, that wasn't very fun, was it, Molly? Molly was very unthrilled with my background. All she has is a bankruptcy, and she looks like freaking Mrs. Doubtfire. And here we are.
My first 6 times so far. Well, I know that I don't know what the weather is. I know it's hot where I'm at. What happened exactly? I saw a poll last night about something about suing. I was confused. I have no idea. They're making content up, and it sounds like somebody sent screenshots. I don't know if they're fake or not.
A blank slate because she's playing games. Everybody knows who she is. You can't go from offering to allow them to have residency in your state to all of a sudden, this was just her ticket back in. She don't really stand for anything. Let's be honest. She's not. They're one and the same, if you ask me.
It's not just about getting screenshots. It's actually a legal process. And it sounds like either somebody fabricated screenshots or somebody lied under oath. I can't figure out which one it is yet. But we'll get to the bottom of it sooner or later. But again, it's 4 clicks and views. I don't even know who would even have anything. I mean, I've never threatened anybody before in my life. I haven't harassed one person since I've been here. So I don't know what the big deal is. But
don't know what the big deal is there, huh?
The funny thing is,
she is sped up too, just so you guys know.
Well, the funny thing is that I've already been hit it and quit it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're talking about. All I know is my home address is in Florida, and I would suggest them serve me right there, if true.
You should have probably not tried to avoid service, and you should have probably stayed your ass in Florida instead of going to Tennessee to harass the family.
Yeah, I'm back. It's nice to see everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I'm just, I stopped for a little break, get some food in my belly, and keep moving. Yeah, I know it's John's birthday. It's John's birthday.
You guys know how all these cases work. A lot of these people have no idea who Molly is, her history or anything. There's a lot of new people around. So she just weasels her way back in. You know how the drill is. She got herself canceled again. I see you guys still talking about that yet. People are allowed to do whatever they want to. Just please educate yourself, because before you go run and think that she is, I hope that she treats this family with kindness. That's all I can hope for. I have no other anything else to say about that. It is what it is. The warnings are out there, but hey, we all know how it goes. So she was best buddies with Spanky, JLR, Beddy, Mallory. They condoned Mallory going to St. Jude's. If you guys remember that, that was sick as fuck.
Grandmother and siblings grew up in Utica. Where's Utica? I don't know where Utica is. There's a solar flare still happening, so it's interrupting electronics. Well, I wonder if that's why I've been having so much internet trouble. You know, we've been in and out at my mom's. It's been awful. So, I don't know. I got hungry. I'm eating. And people say they don't like me stuffing my face while I'm on live. So if you don't like it, now's a great time to scroll on by. That's all I'm saying. It's not, what does it say? It's not nice. They seem to be going after the YouTubers that are looking for Sebastian. Well, we don't even know who, I don't know who did it. If it's, like I said, people make up, like, fabricate documents all the time. So I
Since when has Beddy ever searched for Sebastian?
don't know if that's the case. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. I mean, I really don't think somebody is stupid enough to perjure themselves under oath in a court setting. I mean, that's like stupid. Like really, really stupid. So I'm curious about it.
Wait, haven't you done that yourself in court cases?
Not only that, but I'm not even going to be probably back there until August 26th when the event is happening. So how are they, like, literally, they're idiots. Like absolute idiots. I'm surprised people believe that. And if they did do that, they should be condemning them for utilizing a court improperly, because the only way they would be able to do that is to lie under oath or present fabricated material. Like, that's literally it. Puppy's doing well, sleeping a lot, but she's been teething. You need to check it out because they are saying they have to. You can't just say you have to be.
Was the puppy teething or were you teething there, Bets?
In court. You have to be served. It's a legal process. It's literally a legal process. They have to serve me with the papers. If it's true, like, they should know that. How are they going to explain to a judge that I'm doing something in Tennessee when I'm in Florida, and they have to serve me in Florida and force me into Tennessee? Like, they have to, in order for them to serve me here in Florida, a foreign subpoena. Like, they would have to open a case here in Florida to have it enforceable.
Well, that's not really the case, is it?
Like, whatever they're saying, they're not doing it properly, one. And two, they're lying through their teeth. So the only way that they're going to be able to get anything is by lying. So I'm not dropping out anything. They got to serve me with stuff. Yeah, they did it for clicks and views, which is pretty freaking sad. Like, seriously, pretty freaking sad.
I love that she documents all this for us.
Nice to see you, Rosebud. Respectfully, please don't leave. Well, then get out of my chat. Respectfully. Don't do that. Don't do that in my chat. Bye-bye. I'll do what I want on my channel. You don't have to watch. It's pretty simple. Wow, they really do make up live. Yeah, I told you it was happening. Why do you think the cops were calling on me the last time I was there? Because they needed content. They knew I was live and they wanted to capture it. And I'm sure all this leads back to the same group of bad people and bad actors. I'm almost confident. But they're too stupid. Like I said, I'm always one step ahead of them. Dum-dums.
Oh, she's always one step ahead of he. One step ahead.
They are now saying you made up dog getting attacked. I know. Well, those channels are sad. They get off playing games. Well, like I said, I can put the video up. I can show you exactly what made it happen. I can literally show you exactly the date it happened and the timestamp. It's on my Blink doorbell here. And then once again, here I am. They come with no receipts. I have to prove receipts, and nobody holds them accountable for always coming with lies and fabrication.
Where has Beddy ever shown a receipt? Let's go to my favorite one over here. Let's go over here. Same day, different setting. Back to Beddy's best position on her ass. Oof, Danita Fida. She looks rough in this one. Same date, July 31st. Later on in the day. July 31st. Here we go.
It's Bullhorn Beddy. It's nice to see you all today. This beautiful, beautiful day. I'll wait for a few people to get in. Oh, Tulips is already here. Hey, Tulips, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope everything is going well for you. I hope everything is going super, super Hi, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Well, we're just going to be chatting away. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be chatting away about other than the people that are consistently committing crimes. And they think they're justified in doing so. Like they literally just lied under oath. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. And as soon as somebody says that there's a protective order or they try to do an emergency protective order. And there's only one way that you can get an emergency protective order. And that's if I threaten somebody with bodily harm, which I've never threatened anybody with bodily harm. Hell, I was married for 10 years and I've never threatened my husband with bodily harm. Well, I shouldn't say that I did one time, but that was because he had me arrested for throwing a plate of food, not even in his direction. But that's just domestic stuff that has nothing to do. I've never.
Didn't she also get accused of strangling her mom? Asking for me.
I've never had literally. I don't threaten people. I may threaten them with a lawsuit, but that's not justified to get a restraining order. So somebody absolutely lied 100% under oath to get a temporary restraining order and try to get me to appear. Well, the bottom line is you got to be able to serve me. And I'm sorry, but your horseshit ain't going to be served to me until after the 8th. So, I guess that's pretty much a done deal. And if they pursue it any further, I'm going after them for charges, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They lied under oath. Absolutely. We'll find out who I am. Oh, they're going to be in a shit ton of trouble once we find out who they are, because I'm filing criminal complaints against everybody, period. I'm done.
Sorry, Sun and Sand Dollars. I missed your membership. Thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that one. I think this aged wonderfully, don't you?
I'm done. They keep trying to throw me in jail. They keep trying to, interject. We know who the allegiance is to. We know what's going on. So no matter how you look at it, this is just about every case. And now they're getting more and more aggressive because they just need to try to take me out to justify $70,000. And this is a whole group of people. And, at the end of the day, I don't know if QB has anything to do with it, because
justify $70,000, huh?
Because I would have to think that she would have already known that, whatever. But, hey, it's nice to see you. So they're just getting themselves in more and more trouble. And trust me, this stuff does catch up. And somebody just had to literally give somebody their driver's license and lie under oath. So this is going to be very easy to resolve and very quickly to do so. Because I can prove that I've never threatened anybody. And they can't prove that what they're doing is not a lie, flat.
So this was July 31st. It was going to be resolved very quickly. And she had one foot in front of everybody else. Oh, Betty. I pulled up all the clips. I got it all.
Flat out lie. So sorry, don't know what to say. But we finally determined what it was that was going on. So we've determined that the MO of this was to try to get this restraining order in place, which they would have never gotten it past the emergency portion because they cannot prove their case, period. So even if I showed up, it would go away. So it really wasn't even about, it was just about trying to force me to come into Tennessee. And whenever, they knew I had other court hearings and stuff like that, it was to try to hurt me. So you can see where this is all coming from. And so the bottom line is they were trying to do this. So I don't know if they actually thought they would be able to get their restraining order or not, but they were trying to either come to the vigil or come to the protest. And sorry, but you can't just, lie under oath and think that a court's just going to listen to you. You've got to literally prove your case. Even when I can't come into court on the 8th, you've got to prove your case for an extension, and you cannot prove your case because there's no proof that I've done anything because I've done nothing, So the only proof that they would have would be manufactured, and I can't.
Well, not only did the first judge feel that they had enough to prove their case and granted the orders, which are still in place, but a second judge decided that there was enough probable cause to send it to the grand jury. And you're looking at a felony. Oh, I love this for you. Tell us more, though, about how this went. Tell us more. Let us hear more.
I can't imagine what they would manufacture. I mean, they can't manufacture videos because anybody can go to my live videos and see what I say on any given basis. Anybody in my email can see who I email to, whatever. It's very easily proven. So there's nothing that they're going to be able to do except continue.
Well, since you just offered up your email and, it's so easy to prove, why don't you give that over to Queen Bee's attorney for your depositions? Isn't that what you're being asked to do? To provide all of your information? And you just said it's easily to prove. You just got your email, just hand it over. Well, then those depositions shouldn't be that hard for you to, well, shit.
Continuously lying under oath, and every time they lie, that's another perjury charge. So, hey, so MTB, it's nice to see you. Do we know who filed it yet? No, I don't have an idea who filed because I haven't been served. And so if as soon as I'm served, I will know exactly who did it. But I have a funny feeling they're not going to be able to serve me before the 8th. Like, they're idiots. They try.
I'll probably get you stung by a scorpion next, or a clot. Just be careful.
To do this in an effort to try to stop, to literally violate my civil rights. Can you imagine what I'm about to do when I find out who this person is? Like, this is beyond just a perjury charge. This is literally a civil rights issue. And they're trying to prevent me from being able to go forward with the gathering of voices. The gathering of voices is going no matter what. Period. End of subject. And they just keep going and going and going, and it's just not going to work because they're evil people. God protects godly people in mysterious ways. It's funny how it works out.
Is that what's happening here? You're a godly person and God's protecting you? You think the grand jury's going to protect you too? The delusions, the delusional ramblings. It's after dark for some of you. This might turn into an after dark stream with the shit I got pulled up.
No, somebody actually lied under oath to try to get some type of emergency protective order and trying to force me to come into court in Tennessee on the 8th, but they have to serve me. And I haven't been served, so I can tell you that the nearest possibility of them service is definitely after the 8th. That's what I can tell you. But they did it. It was done literally on July 26th. So that was literally Sebastian's 5 months being missing. How disrespectful and disgraceful that is. They had to have lied under oath because the only way that they would have been able to give a temporary restraining order is if they physically felt that they were in threat of immediately, like me unaliving them.
Well, obviously they felt threatened. I find it interesting that you think it's disrespectful that for them to protect their family. Meanwhile, you went and got a tattoo of an entire minor child's name on your body that you've never met or had anything to do with. You want to talk about fucking disrespect, you vile bitch.
So they definitely lied under oath. So it doesn't really matter. We deal with this from they're felons. All these people that are in this, they're criminals. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about breaking the law. They don't care for the law. We're a law and order channel. We don't break the law. We definitely don't threaten people, and definitely don't threaten them with their life. You know.
Okay, email me. You can email me.
No. So these people don't care about following the law. As you can clearly see, they break the law every chance they get. Do you remember how many for 3 years they kept saying, Bullhorn Betty's breaking the law, Bullhorn Betty's breaking the law? No, you guys have been breaking the law, and that's what I've been saying for a really long time. And now you guys just keep showing your hand a little bit more and a little bit more, showing the whole entire world what kind of criminals you are and what you guys are willing to do to break the law. You guys have it's disgusting. But either way, it doesn't really matter. It hasn't prevented me, nor will it prevent me from doing a damn thing. So once I find out who it is, they're done. Like, done, son. Put a fork in it, done. They will be hit with a civil suit. And it doesn't really matter because this is a close place for me to come. You know? It's a lot different going.
By the way, how is it going to work out? I got a question. She obviously has some affiliation with At Night Media, who is doing a targeted BlipBoard campaign against the people that she is restrained from having contact or doing anything to. She is affiliated with them alongside in court paperwork. And they are running a targeted harassment campaign against the people she's restrained from having anything to do with. Is that going to come into play? Any of my legal beagles in here? That seems messy as fuck to me. That she's a co-plaintiff in legal filings alongside this group of people that are doing a targeted harassment campaign against the very people she's restrained from. Would it be third party? I don't think it would be third party community. I don't know. Has Hong been served yet? Anybody know? With the SF stuff? I loved how they're like, he's never been to California, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, you guys are idiots.
1,000 miles away. But if they think I'm going to keep playing this, I'll sue every last person. Keep messing with me. You guys will all have to deal with it. You know, you can't sit here and prevent somebody from doing something illegally. You know, there are processes to make sure that you're doing stuff lawfully. That's the whole purpose of the court hearing. You can't go in there and say, oh my God, it doesn't work like that. Judges don't go over whether you cry in front of them. You have to have a legitimate purpose and you have to be in fear for your personal safety. I have not jeopardized anybody's personal safety, nor will I. So that is the only way you can get that temporary restraining order. And not only that, but when they filed it, I wasn't even in Tennessee. I was literally sitting.
If I have time tomorrow for tomorrow's stream, I'll go pull up Beddy talking about restraining orders and how you can get them even though you haven't had contact with somebody or been in the same state over social media and using social media to harass and stalk people. You don't have to be in their vicinity. I have clips of Beddy somewhere in my vault of her saying such things. And then I have her recently saying, you idiots, he's never even been in the state of California. So I'll try to pull that out for tomorrow.
Sitting at my home in Florida. I can literally document every single thing that I did that day because I was online literally all day working. And as a matter of fact.
And by the way, for the next person that asked me for a timestamp or a clip, my brain is almost fried. I'm almost at that point where it's just starting to be a jumble of numbers and like faces. I'm able to kind of find them a little bit, but it's getting a little bit more difficult because this brain is just, thank goodness, it's just an empty skull of useless information.
I'm pretty sure I was doing arguing back and forth with somebody's attorney all day. So I mean, you know, either way you look at it, they lied through their teeth. And when I find out who they are, they're going to have a heavy cost to pay. Never mind the criminal aspect of it, because they broke the freaking law. You think courts are a jungle gym? You think the courts are a jungle gym? You think they're here for your own entertainment and purposes, that you can just go and willfully violate the law and there's no repercussions of it? None. Especially when you can clearly see this was done in an intentional act to keep me from exercising my constitutional rights.
There's a whole video of that, a two-way road. There's a whole video with her comments. There's not a timestamp, but I did put her comments up on the screen in a video. I'll find you the title of that video, though. Shirley can do that for you.
It's a civil rights violation. It has, Alan. It has. Because everybody keeps saying they don't do real life, but everybody does real life, right? Except the one person they kept saying went real life. And I kept saying, guys, quit listening to them. They keep telling you to look over there so you're not seeing what they're doing over here. And now that I broke away from everybody, they can't say, oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I ain't doing nothing. And so now they're showing every bit of their hand because they have to keep this lie going that I do all this stuff and this, that, and the other. And that is what it is. It's a lie. It is a lie. I know this is different with people getting on you, but I couldn't believe my eyes the other day with the Florida mom who got probation for 3 years for, I wouldn't believe it either. So there must have been some extenuating circumstances of something. Your language online in Tennessee, well, think what you want. Think what you want. I can tell you nobody knows where the fuck I'm at. Not even my mods. Like I said, day late, $1 short, boo-boo. Day late, $1 short. So, you know, it's a long time. It's a long time coming. Liars will always be liars, right, Betty? Absolutely. Absolutely. And people think that they can just keep doing and keep doing. I can promise you this is not over. Even when this thing settles down, it will not be over. For whoever just violated the law, I'm going to push my hand. I'm absolutely going to push my hand in this. And I'm going to make sure that whoever did that is held accountable for intentionally and willfully lying to court and having an ulterior motive in doing so. Like, this is a major issue with courts. Okay. It's called abusive process. Like it is civil. So not only did you break criminal law, you broke civil law. She is from the Ukraine. Her son didn't get taken either. I'll send you the video. I'm so sick of these hate channels. They hurt the seriousness of the case because they don't care about the case. They only care about who's getting the numbers. You know, that's real. At the end of the day, all they care about. They could care. What people that actually care about finding answers go through all of this? You know, do you really feel that their actions portray that they really care about this 15-year-old boy or finding out any information to lead to his whereabouts? I mean, if you think that this is part of the process, just let me know. I'd like to, you know, your opinion. Driving through bad storms. Yeah, it's been raining everywhere. They're preventing. Yeah. So they're not here to help. They never were. They're here to try to protect the criminal, Katie and Christopher Proudfoot. And they don't want to see any of this case move forward, not even the least bit, because at the end of this, Tris and Katie are going to have some explaining to do. They've already had a lot of explaining to do, and they're not coming up with great answers. You know, they're not coming up with great answers at all. So there is that. Don't know what to say. Make money at the child's expense. Yeah. Meanwhile, our channel spends money. We spend a crap ton of money covering these cases. And we do it from the heart. And we have good people and good mods that want to always give back, that, you know, fall in love with these cases as much as I do, that just want to help a family and do what we can to find answers when
they fall in love with these cases. Did you catch that right there? They fall in, there you go. I just dropped it in there. There's screenshots in that. If you just scroll, the screenshots with the comments are in there. What? Are these people okay? I mean, the answer is no.
There's not a lot of resources, you know. These families, everybody thinks that these families, you know, they profit somehow. It doesn't really matter. It's a mixed messaging because everybody that talks about money are on monetized channel making money. So it's a little hard to sit there and criticize a father or a mother for raising money or trying to advocate for children when they're the ones that are dealing with the emotional loss. Meanwhile, all these other people are just on the sidelines being able to poke, you know. They're helping anybody destroy. Yeah, they're not creators. They don't.
Speaking of the poke. Did you happen to poke and make the comments one day that if Katie ended up so depressed and, you know, potentially taking her life, that it wouldn't bother you, basically?
Don't create content.
You want to talk about fucking poking, Betty?
They steal other people's content and they criticize it. And it's not like it's under fair use criticism, because you're supposed to take a small clip of the entire body and you can criticize the clip. They're not doing that. They think playing your entire video and stopping here and talking about this and stopping here and talking about this is somehow fair use. And
Well, it actually does fall under fair use because we had commentary to it, and some of us can mix in multiple live streams to show a pattern of behavior and factually how we got to the point we are at today.
It's just not. It's just not. So I didn't get an alert. Well, it might be because I went live earlier. You said restraining order for what? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not home. You know? So I can guarantee any possibility of serving me is going to be after the 8th. I can guarantee that. But either way, you guys know I've never threatened anybody. I've never threatened anybody with bodily harm. I mean, the worst thing I've ever said is I could care less whether a few people got hit by a bus. I mean, that's like to the extent of any threat I've ever made. Right? That's like to the extent of any threat I've ever made in my life. My goodness. This family is like the mafia. It's not them though. It's probably a content creator. I guarantee it's not. I don't think Chris and Katie would jeopardize being sued civilly. I trust me. I don't see them or their parents putting their neck out, because once a lawsuit goes on, I can literally dig. Nobody wants discovery, you know. And I don't see them putting their neck out there. This is a trashy piece of shit that is on those trash channels that thought they were going to be Billy Badass, and probably got some guidance because we heard somebody was in town just right before this happened. So I'm pretty sure they were guided by a man that I used to date that I'm most likely going to be suing as soon as I get home, to try to stop the rest of this nonsense from going on. He's been the
Not more threats of suing people. Say it ain't so.
you know, he's been the instigator of a lot of stuff. I just was too blind to see it a long time ago. So I'm not going to really go into it because at this point it's a legal matter between me and him. And that's kind of where I'm going to be with
It's still not a legal matter between you and him.
that conversation, you know, period. So
Always blaming somebody else for her own troubles.
it is what it is. I'm late to the party. I'm late to the party too. I didn't know I was such a horrible criminal, you know, a threatening criminal, a menace to society.
Well, your rap sheet speaks for itself.
You will. A slap menace to society. I keep seeing everyone say, "Why aren't you responding to comments about?" Because it's because it's hate channels. It was all for content. They literally violated the law. They committed a misdemeanor crime, and
Who did? Miss pending felon.
Doing it for a purpose to try to prevent a constitutionally allowed gathering of voices. So they're literally trying to violate my civil rights by a false restraining order. Do you not understand that this is all kinds of illegal as hell? Like, I called the FBI when SF did this nonsense. The FBI, like, I don't understand what they think they're doing. Like, they're stupid. I don't know what idiot would put their neck out that far in committing a crime. Like, even at the bottom where they sign, it tells you what the penalty of lying is.
Oh,
It's
no.
literally at the bottom of their form. It tells them specifically that by lying and signing this, and you're testing under oath, if you are found to be untruthful, you could have up to 11 months, 29 days in jail, and up to a $2,500 fine. And it still did not prevent them, probably because some idiot told them, "Oh, they'll never do that." Well, have you known me to only go just halfway with anything? Like, you're not dealing with a normal person. Like, I anticipate and expect to have criminal charges filed against whoever did this. And they can take that, they can clip this and take this to the court, because that's about as much of a threat as I've ever given anybody on this platform. And sorry, threatening of a lawsuit is not threatening of bodily harm. I hate to burst everybody's bubble. And ignorance to the law is not a defense. 6 things the Lord hates.
So what's your defense going to be there? Because ignorance of the law isn't working for you or anybody else, because you videotaped yourself doing all this. And this isn't even, we haven't even got to the fun shit yet, friends.
It's a proud look, a liar shedding innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that swiftly run to mischief, and one that speaks lies, one that sows discord. Exactly. They're trying to sabotage your channel. They're not going to sabotage my channel. That's why they're going to this criminal element, because they tried to sabotage my channel for 3 years and it hasn't worked. As a matter of fact, we've been growing like crazy. So everything that they've done is blown up in their face. So now it's like, okay, you know, like we've been dealing with the last 2 years of criminal activity now, not just, you know, BS, so to speak. No.
Hold up. Isn't she recently claiming in another one of her frivolous filings that she's actually lost money? Who is on your computer, sis? She's actually lost money and suffered loss to her channel. Isn't that a recent claim in one of her court filings? Ooh, Betty.
Oh, thank you, Oma. I love you guys too. But, you know, I promise you, I will get to the bottom of this. And when I do, if it's a resident of that county, I hope Sumner County does not prevent me from filing an affidavit against them, because that's just not the way I roll. And I will be reporting this whole entire episode to the state attorney as well. I'm not just stopping at Sumner County. I'm going straight to the state attorney when I get back to Florida. How's the baby, Betty? Oh, she's good. She's good. She only made one little accident on her potty pad, so she's been doing really well. Oh, thank you, Victoria. It's nice to see you. So that's kind of everything in a nutshell, everything in a freaking nutshell. And still nothing happening. Nothing gonna happen. I can promise you they're looking right when I'm looking left. Like, they have literally no earthly idea. Had I not said I was at my mom's, they would have no clue, and they can't serve me.
Oh, wait, not her talking about serving and avoiding service again, is it? Oh, shit.
At my mom's, they have to serve me at my home.
Well, not Betty acknowledging that this exists and that she is avoiding service. Well, that kind of throws everything out the window, doesn't it? And these are just a few of those times that she bragged about it.
Somebody, I don't know who, and nobody knows. They've got their name blocked out on the online thing, but I will find out, because as soon as I get home, I'll call up to my sheriff's office and find out who it is. I'm late. I also have to replay. Oh, it's not a whole lot. We're just moaning and groaning about people breaking the law to try to sabotage the gathering of voices. Nothing's going to sabotage the gathering of voices, period. And if they do, they will be sued the shit out of. And I will be going after them for federal charges, because it's a violation of my civil rights. So it's not even, I'm past all of this stuff. I really am. They just wanted content. They wanted to talk about it. They wanted a response from me so they can plaster it up on their screen so they can talk about it and say, ha, 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 ha. But at the end of the day, the laugh's on them, because you literally had to violate the law. You're having to you can't beat somebody by following the law. So you have to violate the law. And I'm not even competing with them. They are so beneath us and so beneath this channel that they're literally on the other, they're on the other side of the freaking tracks. They're the 8 Mile,
Oh.
So it's like, it's going to be easily proven. And they think they're going to cause problems. What problems have they caused for me? Absolutely none. I bet you right now they're doing more work than I am right now at the present.
Well, things that didn't age well with Betty. Episode 987.
The time, Just coming in. Hey, Vicky, it's nice to see you. Oh, I am getting tired though.
She's begging for federal laws to change on her behalf. I'm with her. I think federal legislation is needed to stop people like Betty and her friends and the many that are just like her. I think it's absolutely necessary. I'm all for it. Let's take it federal, Betty. Let's get federal laws put in place.
I read it all day long, all day. I've been running since about 5 o'clock this morning, and it's 6 o'clock. Is that right?
That poor left titty is such a tripping hazard. If you did any running, that nipple's probably fucking filing workman's comp complaints from dragging on the ground for so long. Stop doing that. Stop doing it to the left one. That poor left one. Justice for her left tit.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock where I'm at. So, are you in an elevator? No, I just got crappy service. Too bad I don't follow any of them. I would spy. Oh, that does remind me. If anybody, I would like all the channels that discuss this thing before anybody knew about it. That's what I'd like to find out, because nobody, unless this was, this has to be associated.
Sorry if I get a little cheeky tonight. It's after dark. The sun just went down here, and I'm running on like 7 hours of sleep in 3 days. So we might just go full on right off the tracks tonight. Don't be shocked.
Associated with the YouTube channels, because how were they able to get this information before anybody else? Like, I didn't know. I found out from social media. So we need to get to the source of it. So send me all the links that have discussed this particular situation, with the whole restraining order or whatever, and we're going to get her, force her to come to Tennessee and stuff like that.
She's going to sue everybody.
Give me, send all of those to bullhornbetty@gmail.com.
I love these people that can't do any of their own research. They can't do fucking shit. She's one of those people. She's constantly, can you send me this? Can you send me that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do, oh, fucking Pika, you would have been rolling this morning. I got off the phone with Duchess and went into full fucking petty as fuck. And I went full asshole. I was like, oh, I can call you, and I can call you, and I can call you. And I don't know where I'm leaving a message, but I'm calling you. And you say you're a part of this too. I'm calling you. I was like, here we go. Sending links, sending emails. I was up to no good, but it felt really good to do something. It felt good.
Betty@gmail.com. Any Twitters?
Because I know that group, I know BlipBoards don't stand for that shit. They don't want nothing. They don't want their name attached to an active targeted harassment campaign. They don't want to be attached to that. Those guys are upstanding, have worked years on what they have developed in their products and all of that stuff. They don't want to be attached to any of this shit. They want to help find missing kids. They don't want to target families like this. The next thing, Kyle suggested we go to the media and we get a media story on it in Utah. I might know a few people that might have some connections to people in Utah. So that was Kyle's suggestion. He goes, get a media story on it. Show them what they're doing. I'm like, hey, that's a good idea.
For my family here that does a lot of Twitter, find out if anybody was posting about it or anybody has screenshotted it. I want to know exactly who are posting this because I have a funny feeling that it's all going to go back to one specific channel. I have it just a little inkling that it will. So I
had that inkling go for you. Jason, I don't know if the train's ever been on the tracks over here, but we pretend like it is.
You guys are out there and they're wanting their clicks and views for the information, the breaking news. So we should be able to uncover who is behind this very quickly.
Duchess, that will be our next morning meeting, is discussing what Kyle's suggestions were. You're going to love them.
Phil, where are you? Hi, you guys. Hey, Ginger. Wolf, it's nice to see you. SRK, it's nice to see you as well. Discuss what? Only I want to know who was talking about, because we just found out. I just found out like a few hours ago that because we were getting, I got screenshots a few hours ago that there was a case against me for this restraining order. I'm like, there's no way anybody can get a restraining. I don't threaten people. So anyways, I was looking into it, and somebody in Tennessee went ahead and sent me some screenshots from their court records. And so there is a case against me, but they're blocking out the plaintiff in it, and they're trying to serve me in Florida. For this case in Tennessee. I don't know how they can possibly say that I'm a threat to them when I was sitting in Florida when they lied under oath. But I digress. I don't know what's in it. I haven't seen it. But I'm definitely going to be doing a public records request and uncovering who is behind this restraining order. And then they're going to be getting I'm not even going to send them.
Is that not her acknowledging that she had somebody go gather the court records in Tennessee to verify that she had this order? Is that not what she just said there? Let's rewind that, because again, she's trying to appeal on the basis of service. But here she is acknowledging on the 31st of July all of this.
Their court records. And so there is a case against me, but they're blocking out the plaintiff in it. And they're
blocking out the plaintiff in it. Let's go back.
It's nice to see you. SRK, it's nice to see you as well. Discuss what? Only I want to know who was talking about, because we just found out. I just found out like a few hours ago that because we were getting, I got screenshots a few hours ago that there was a case against me for this restraining order. I'm like, there's no way anybody can get a restraining. I don't threaten people. So anyways, I was looking into it, and somebody in Tennessee went ahead and sent me some screenshots from their court records. And so there is a case against me, but they're blocking out the plaintiff in it, and they're trying to serve me in Florida. For this case in Tennessee. I don't know how they can possibly say that I'm a threat to them when I was sitting in Florida when they lied under oath. But I digress. I don't know what's in it. I haven't seen it. But I'm definitely going to be doing a public records request and uncovering who is behind this restraining order. And then they're going to be getting I'm not even going to send them a cease and desist. I'm not required to. I'm just sending them a lawsuit and being done with it. So, but this lawsuit's going to be I'm not even going to play with their county or anything. I'm going straight to the federal route on this one. It's over state lines. I have an option to do local or do federal, but since they were trying to literally willfully violate my civil rights, I think the best court for this would be federal. And I'll be utilizing federal law against them instead of their local law. So no matter how we look at this, whoever signed that document and under penalty of perjury is about to have a wake-up call. So, if I were them, I'd withdraw it, but they're too busy trying to make content.
Well, shit. I wonder how this is going to age for her. She's been begging for a federal judge to hear her whine and bitch and moan for months on end, isn't she? Well, hell. Let's keep going.
By falsely utilizing a court system. So they're just going to have to reap what they sow. Don't know what to say. Watch it, because it could be a fake one as well. No.
By the way, that bark scorpion that bit Mackenzie last night, stung Mackenzie, has created a monster. Now she has my blacklight flashlight out there seeking revenge and trying to find them. She just hollering at me, I found one. I'm like, sis, that one's already, I took care of that one last night. And she's like, why'd you leave it there? And I'm like, because I'm not about to touch it like you. I just light him up. But she's out there seeking revenge with the black light. She's her mama's child. The only thing she was concerned about was the limping cat got away before she could figure out what was wrong with it. That was her problem. It hurts like a bitch, though. She's hopping around, but she's got that black light seeking revenge. She is her mother's child.
No, because I had people check into it and they were able to locate it and get a case number. And so it is absolutely legit. Somebody lied under oath, without a doubt. No question in my mind. So whoever signed those paperwork, I'm getting every single thing together. And as soon as I find out who it is, they're going to be hit with a lawsuit. I'm going to just pay the fee, and I'm going
to. Does anybody remember who had to pay her last fee for her to file a lawsuit on somebody? Because she didn't even pay her last fee to file her lawsuit. According to what we know, JLR had to pay the fee for her to file the lawsuit against Queen Bee. So, again, things that didn't age well.
I have it already prepared because I've already got, a template, right? I'm already in a court case similar to it. It's just changing out a bunch of stuff and looking up different laws, the federal laws versus the local laws. So
I sped it back up now.
Again, they have every right to withdraw it, but I guarantee that they won't. So you want to play? Okay. I can guarantee by the end of this, you won't be too happy, because one thing a judge will not put up with is somebody doing abuse of power in their court. Like it is, that is, it's beyond a pet peeve of a judge, beyond a pet peeve. And I just have to prove the harassment I've been going through, and they're tanked. They're absolutely tanked.
Oh shit, they were going to be tanked too. Okay. 1 foot ahead of everybody, and all these people were going to be sued and tanked. How'd that work out? And she was going federal. How'd this all work out?
It's like a good reasoning for questioning. Yeah. Can you bring the CPS case to federal? What CPS case?
Hey, Christina, love you.
I don't know what CPS. I don't have children. Children's Service or state, but oh, okay, you're just asking. Okay, gotcha. When Faith went back to Nina, YCP is still silent because they're
Watcher. No, in fact, the ink is actually really hard on the skin, and they don't really stay. So they're pretty costly for not very. I'm not impressed by them, and I've talked to my artist, and he's like, he won't even do them because what they have to do with the skin, they just don't hold.
They got some serious problems on their end. Think about it. Chris and Katie got some major problems. A kid went missing in their locked home, and there's no evidence that the boy left their home except some weird flashlights going to an anonymous, unnamed, unmarked car.
Christina, sis got stung last night, finally, by a scorpion, the first one, but she's out seeking revenge already. But pretty soon we need to have a get together, a family day. Kyle will be home. Maybe we can shoot for May.
That is just a silhouette in a image, and then you see one flashlight, only one and one only, go back to the house, and it just so happens only one person woke up that morning in that house. They got a lot of problems.
You know it. She's her mama's daughter.
I guarantee when they did the reenactment, the cameras would have picked up the officer walking out the front door. I guarantee it.
I'll text you tomorrow or this weekend. Love you.
And that's going to be their biggest hurdle for Chris and Katie, because there's no evidence he walked out that front door, but they're adamant that he did, because they need him to walk out that door, because she screwed up by saying that the windows and doors were locked, because they were so.
Never say never. Yes, we are. The pool will be warm enough probably around May, and we'll have family barbecue when we get back.
Adamant and did not want the forensics done, did not want to make this a big deal, didn't want to make this an abduction type of situation. They wanted to make it look like a runaway. He just up and ran away, and nothing to see over here. And it didn't.
Good night. Kiss the boys. Good night. And tell that hubby of yours I said, hey.
Quite work like that for them. And so naturally, Chris and Katie, in a pinch, went straight to the gutter channels for help, because they were the only channels that would help them, because no respectable channel is going to help parents that can't explain or answer a few basic questions. And they were giving everybody a runaround. They weren't answering the few basic questions. Really? I don't know why you thought that. Did you not read my, did you not see the thumbnail? Actually, here, let me help you out. You don't have to worry about ever coming back here again.
Oh,
God bless.
The poor Beddy is upsetty.
Don't need to hear.
I can't wait to see Burnt Toast stream on this tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Why are they why are they sue so many? They're not suing so many. They're literally trying to manipulate the law, illegally manipulate the law, to try to prevent the gathering of voices. That's exactly what they're doing.
You think that that's what she thought, that this was all about, all this other shit, all distractions. She was just throwing anything out here never taken any accountability for her own actions whatsoever. We're going to only listen to a few more minutes of this because I've got like 7 or 8 more that I want to kind of play through a little bit. We'll see what we get through and we'll just add the rest of them to tomorrow. But I think it's a good reminder for people how we got here and all the things that she said that are not coming true even remotely.
And it's very, very clear what they're trying to do. Because the Vigil is on private property, so there's no way that they'd be trying to come there. So the only thing that they're trying to do is stop the gathering of voices. And they have no other way to do it.
She thought it was all about the gathering of voices.
That's what they're trying to do. So now that we got the motive, we got the means, and we got the opportunity, well, we got a problem.
You know what your problem became? Oh, shit. Well, let's just go over here and remind everybody. So that was July 31st. We can watch more of that later on if you want to. But I want to take us to August 2nd. August 2nd. Just a few days later. A few short days later.
At 6. A missing teen's mother claims she's being stalked and falsely accused by a YouTuber. So now she's taking legal action. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared 5 months.
Chico, she probably hates reading the comments. I guarantee she probably does not read the comment sections on most videos of herself because people are just sick of her shit. I mean, but she's just one problematic one of many out here. Again, I think that this will make a difference? Yes, if it's done correctly. And I think Tennessee, I know it's frustrating. I've really felt frustration recently because I'm realizing how many gray areas there are but people are just fed up. And I think that this will be a push in the right direction, but getting social media to wake up and actually change something, I don't know. We'll see.
Months ago from his family's home in Hendersonville. The teen's mother has been granted a temporary order of protection against a Florida YouTuber by the name of Bullhorn Beddy. Well, tonight, News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry sat down and spoke with the influencer.
Sebastian Rogers has not been seen since February 25th. Since then, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, along with several other agencies, searched for a little over a week before officials said they were scaling back to focus their efforts on the investigative side. YouTubers and TikTokers nationwide have covered nearly every step. But now, Sebastian's mom, Katie Proudfoot, indicates it's gone too far. In a legal filing for an order of protection, Katie says Andrea Griffin, also known by her YouTube name of Bullhorn Beddy, accused the family of harming their son while, quote, inciting the public and her followers to aid her in stalking. Katie calls the YouTuber, quote, dangerous. Andrea tells me she has not received the temporary order of protection, but claims she has not done anything illegal.
If it is from her, then that's absolutely a falsehood. They can go and look at all my lives. My lives never come down off my channel. Driving on a public property, on public road with a camera hanging out, there's nothing unlawful about that. That happened over a month ago. It was when it's the only time I've been in the Hendersonville area. The questions of this case are becoming more and more.
Andrea says her main goal is to provide informational content to the public and to help find Sebastian. She tells me these accusations are just a distraction.
I don't like the drama on the channel and the
So, again, the date on this, August 2nd, she went on media and acknowledged that she knew that these were in place. Still avoiding service. Still avoiding service. Well, shit the bed.
The more I resist the drama and keep it focused about Sebastian, the more these distractions keep coming up. This is all about Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's not about Seth Rogers. It's not about Katie Proudfoot. It's not about Christopher Proudfoot. It's about where is Sebastian Rogers and how can we bring him home?
A court-ordered hearing is set for August 8th at the Sumner County Courthouse. Each of Bullhorn Beddy's YouTube videos will be summarized for the DA's office. Until that time, a temporary restraining order says, and
this reporter, this Caitlin Quisenberry, sure seems to have done some really one-sided reporting. And I hope her editors start taking notice.
Andrea cannot stalk or come within 100 feet of Katie or her home. In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
We reached out to Katie Proudfoot for comment and have not heard back.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go to August 25th. Anybody remember what happened right before August 25th? And again, I could have done 1,000,001 videos in the meantime of all of this, but I kind of just cherry picked a little bit of the best. Oh my gosh, when you guys all changed your name to blank screen shit, I was so lost. You guys had me confused.
Like my attorney said, this was improper anyways. Everything's been improper this entire time. We know the creators were stalking me and following me, have been for well over 2 years. And this is kind of what they've been working up to and why I'm in a lawsuit with Queen Bee.
Oh, things that don't mean shit. Anybody remember what this little bedtime story was about? Did this happen to be right after she got out of jail?
So it's one of these things where we're just going to have to trust the process and work through it. But at the end of the day, this is all going to go away. I can 100% guarantee that I'm not going to be convicted of any of these crimes, that these orders are absolutely going to be stayed. And there is definitely some major things going on in Sumner County, as you guys can clearly see from my thumbnail. How this was orchestrated, in my opinion, was so unconstitutional that it's not even funny. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to maneuver. I want to talk to my attorney, and obviously we're not going to talk to you, but I know that there was a lot of people that came out and supported Sebastian's rescue ride yesterday. And what an appalling, because these people called Michaela's, called those bars, said we were going to be the problem, we were going to do all this stuff, this, that, and the other, and it was so untrue. And look, once again, they come and disturb a peaceful gathering for a father that just wants to support a good cause for his son.
Or was it the fact that you once again took your ass from Florida to Tennessee to be a part of something, knowing that you had broke these orders of protection? You had already violated these orders of protection. You knew what was going to happen, and you still drove your ass from Florida to Tennessee once again to do what you always do. That seems more likely what it was.
It's just a little funny that there's been a large sum of money exchange with one of the people that were out there. It is really appalling when I come on to social media and see people joyous that they tried to ruin a benefit for a missing 15-year-old autistic.
Misty Blue, that's amazing, actually. That's amazing. Oh, Hank's playing with whiskey through the window.
I don't know how you can say evil, loud enough. Just the pure evil that's on here. People were there for a 15-year-old boy. And these people came and stopped it, disrupted. Came from Hendersonville, right? Intentionally came there when they knew they were not welcomed. Intentionally came there when they were told they weren't supposed to be there. That's the whole purpose of this event being on private property, is to make sure that those people.
It was private property, but a public event. Sure, that makes a lot of sense. Make sure you check the bottoms of your slippers.
Weren't there. So with that being said, there was some illegal activity, but I can promise you it wasn't from me and it wasn't from any single person there. And with what has transpired and how it was cultivated, might come back and bite them, maybe. I'm unsure, but it just might come back and bite them. And, but don't worry about it.
I think there's a lot of things that are going to come back to bite people in this case eventually. And I think that there will be laws that actually do get passed because of situations that have happened in this case. I'm going to continue to hold out hope. But I believe that some people have woke up throughout this and realized that these families, what they are going through, some people knew. But I think more and more are starting to come to the realization of the reality and how severe it's getting. I think that whole situation with the BlipBoards, although I find it to be completely disgusting and one of the worst things I've seen thus far done to families, especially what is said with Sebastian's face on those those BlipBoards, I think that's going to make some companies aware, and I think it might help bring attention to the bigger issue here too. I really do.
Reason,
because companies like At Night will not continue to be allowed. We are not. That's Duchess and I said that over and over again today when we were talking. This is not going to become normalized. There's nothing here that's going to become normalized over. It doesn't matter if it takes us 40 years. We will be doing something, trying something, because we're not normalizing this shit from here on out. This is not going to continue to just be overlooked.
The reason why I was arrested is because I threatened I was going to sue people in a court of law. That is literally their standing.
Remember that.
I threatened to sue someone.
So initially she was arrested because she threatened to sue somebody.
In America. So like I said, this is beyond totally improper. And in my opinion, totally against the Constitution, not even against the Constitution, against state law, against their own Tennessee state law. So it is just, I'm kind of disgusted, but you kind of see a very specific environment there. And it's not one that seems to be holding up or defending the Constitution or their actual laws in the state of Tennessee. When I hear that parents can disappear their child, and the only persons that are harassed and have legal issues are the people that are helping, actually helping. That says a lot, especially when those two people have never even went out one day to look for their son, but has all the time.
You know what I find to be really crazy? Here's a side note. I find it crazy that some people are against what is being done to victims and their families, but yet I know people that are cheering on Turtle Boy. It's such a weird, and maybe it's just because of that case, in like specifically that case, but it is wild to me because to me, Turtle Boy is like Beddy on steroids. I can't imagine once he's done with that, like where he's, I don't know if it's just because of that case or what it is that people are like, oh yeah, this guy's great. I'm like, it's so confusing to me. I don't understand it. I don't know. If you know, explain it to me, please, because it's a mind fuck for me to see like how some people accept that shit and don't this. And it's like, wait a second. They're all taking it too far.
Time to come over to my channel and watch what goes on here and somehow says that what goes on my channel here is some kind of contact to them. Again, now we're on members only. They're not members of this channel. I'm not trying to contact them, right? I've never tried to contact them. I think that's the problem. I've never made any efforts to contact these people. I've never seen these people in the flesh and had one of those people not actually stalked me. I would have never met that person either. So I think that Sebastian's rescue ride was absolutely a success, and they loathed it so much that they had to cause chaos.
Or the fact that, once again, you drove from Florida to Tennessee knowing that you were under restraining orders.
I mean, guys, if I could tell you, it was a huge turnout. It was great. I went there, I was helping set up, and Karen and I came back to the hotel to freshen up around, I don't know, 1. Yeah, it was around 1. The parking lot was empty because it was only the people there, setting up. So I think we had like maybe 3 or 4 cars there. That was it. And so we came back. It was about, I don't know, it was some.
Never say never. Do you think he's been unfairly targeted? I don't know enough, but it's just from the little bits that I do know. Again, I haven't followed it in depthly, so maybe that's my perspective. Or is it because it's an adult? Is it because it's the difference in the crime and it being adults? Is that maybe where the disconnect is too?
A little bit. We ended up making it back there about right about 2 when the event was supposed to start. And you know how sometimes events start, people aren't there right at 2. Well, when we pulled back in that parking lot, the parking lot was full. Absolutely, utterly full. It was, and when you walked out,
Well, Bluefish, in all fairness, they have an automated like flagging system. It's not, from my understanding so far with what I've learned, it is not an actual person that goes through and verifies that stuff. So nothing in there would have flagged their system as problematic. But once it's against their policy to do what, like it's against BlipBoards policy for how it's being done. So hopefully now that attention's being brought to it, it'll change.
Saw Sebastian's army written on the windows. You saw Sebastian Strong. Seth and Tony and all of them were over by the grill, and they had a great, little group there, and they were all talking about Sebastian and listening to some music and just really enjoying the moment, right? For the first time, I actually saw Seth.
New Leaf, they have a Twitter for sure. And yes, they do have a Facebook. Dreams, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana. But I'm hopeful, Bluefish, with as much attention and phone calls and stuff, I'm hoping that they will realize it's their own policy violation, because again, even though he has taken some of the stuff down off of his ex, but I have it all. I stored it all. So as soon as I can make contact and get a person to send it all to, I'm almost positive that they will find it a violation of their policy, and hopefully they'll just do the right thing and remove them.
Smile. I don't think I've ever seen Seth smile, like smile, like feel like he did something really good for his son. And by the end of that, he was hurt and angry and all that joy. I mean, seeing him out on his motorcycle and being in the front of the pack of,
Never say never. You might have piqued my interest now.
the car caravan that was behind. It was just, I don't know. It was very, for Seth, and that was all filled because of some jealous idiots here on these streets. Bad actors that are in the ears of these people thinking that this is all such a great idea. It is very, very sad. I want to thank all of you. I want to do a live that's open to the public, but most of you guys have been with me like literally from day one. And this is, I know, very upsetting because yesterday people were coming up to me crying.
See, Callie, I wish there could be a whole, I'm all for not being able to use children and their likeness and images for any monetized content. Truly. And I know that sounds weird. Again, I don't care if people have monetized channels and bringing awareness and stuff. That's a whole different ballgame. But the exploitation of it and smearing their dignity and things like that, I wouldn't mind seeing that not being allowed on social media. I really wouldn't. Again, I don't know how to term that correctly, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But awareness versus exploitation, there's a big difference, and people completely don't even see it anymore. All of it seems to be
fine, and I was telling him it's going to be okay. We have to go through the process. It's not a big, it's not a big deal. I mean, I know it's a big deal, but in the fairness of everything,
sorry, you guys, I didn't mean to cause controversy, but it's a weird mind fuck to me. And maybe it's just because I don't know enough about that case, or maybe it's because it's an adult that people have different opinions of that. But I mean, they're provocateurs. That's, I guess maybe the time and place those people have. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's not a child too. Maybe that's why.
I said before, with all these other things that I had to deal with in the past, I went through the process, right? And in the end of going through the process, I have been successful. So this is going to be just one of those things that are going to be successful. And if I have to.
Good night, Michelle.
Yes, I think that 90% of this is going to be gone by the middle to end of September. So, like I said, I know that this is a major smear campaign, and they're trying to get me kicked off YouTube. They're trying to get me this is real.
Hi, Terry.
Right. What have I ever done so horrible that deserves my entire life ruined? Because I search for missing kids because they don't like my attitude, they don't like my personality.
When has she actually gone out there and searched for missing children? Again, she doesn't. She talks about all these things that she's doing, and she never does them.
Seems pretty barbaric. Seems like a big old bully. Seems like a group of big old bullies. So I'm going to trust the process. This is obviously probably going to cost a little bit more. We'll see what the damage is after we have an opportunity to speak to the attorney about this. But I can tell you this was very, very, I have legal background. I have never heard of anything like this. The bail bondsman has never heard of anything like this. The officers have never heard of anything like this. Okay, so this is really weird. And I don't know how it's going to quite work out, but I'm going to let the attorney here deal with it. I'm not going to really be talking about it. We're going to be on members only commenting for a while because, quite frankly, I don't have the time for the drama. We're here for a 15-year-old boy that disappeared. And there's going to be I believe another vigil that's going to be coming up in October, if I remember correctly. There's going to be another vigil that's going to be coming up in October.
Never say never. Thank you. I will look into some of that. Thank you. I'll do that in my rambling scrollings. But if you want to point me in the right direction or email me stuff too, I like to look into other things because I'm just interested in the difference. Because it's another thing, we want justice and not corruption and things the corruption happens. So it's a fine line, and it gets really confusing. But again, I'm interested in learning anything. I don't know a lot about those cases, so I'm interested in hearing your guys' perspectives.
I figured if I knew about it now, I'd let you guys know in case you guys want to, participate in that. And it's going to be, we're going to keep it about Sebastian, right? And I think we have every right to. Seth wants his son found. Seth wants to know when he's going to come home. Seth's, seeing this display going on with how much energy they can put into me makes it very, very, very difficult.
Much endeavors. Thank you for being a member for 11 months.
You know what I'm saying? Makes it very, very, very difficult to wonder why they didn't put that in for his son. So their priorities, no, it's not their priorities. It's that
Yes.
It's the pressure. It's not the priorities. It's the pressure, and people think they can do illegal stuff and underhanded stuff. Like, this is now so big that you can't undo what's been done. So it's I don't think why these people are laughing. I don't think they understand the gravity of what is going on is the problem. I think they're so.
I don't think so. I don't think nobody I trust is fooled by MGL. A two-way road. Nobody's fooled by MGL if I'm being honest. Nobody in my circle is. Nobody at all. They might be in chats where she's present and stuff, but none of them are fooled at all. None of my close circle is, just to be aware. Everybody over here knows. Like, anybody that I'm close to absolutely knows the shit with her.
Single focus that they don't now know the actual gravity of what's going on, and it's not gonna be in bad for me. Okay. So I'm going through this process. We're not going to be talking about it. We're going to keep it focused on the cases that we cover.
Oh yeah, definitely was sent warnings for sure.
And we're going to continue to provide support, love, attention, admiration for Seth, for finding his son, supporting his work, supporting his team's work. Yeah, you know what? It was really funny because, I had an opportunity to speak with some people, and I took, they were asking me questions as well. It wasn't just one side, one way or the other. So, especially some of the booking officers. And I will just tell you that I'm not far from their perception of what happened at all. So it is, I think that there's a lot of people in law.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Please don't take that, like, people being a part of conversations and stuff is anybody overlooking what we know. She's horrific, and nobody that I'm around is giving a pass for that. We actually fucking laugh our asses off that she even thinks she's working her way back in. I mean, if we need to do a whole history lesson someday, I can, but hopefully she'll just do her little dance and get ran right back out.
Law enforcement in different jurisdictions, by the way, that are having the same conclusions as this channel. I posted a still of that mystery car. No media outlets will show. I tried and put it up to us.
Wild Man's Mom, thank you for your input. See, this is where I don't know. It's so hard to follow some of those cases because there's so many pieces to them. So when you don't know, you don't know. But it's just wild to me. I'm like,
Most recent post about finding someone. It's time everyone sees. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think after this, and I think after Seth saw how adamant the family can be when they want to be, but just not for his son, I think it opened his eyes a lot. I think this was a major eye opener for Seth.
Ooh, Mona Lisa,
and
that's
I think scary. That he's not, like, I think he was.
But you guys got to remember, social media, the attention span, it goes case by case. So each case brings in new people. And a lot of people are like, well, no, I'll just see what they're like. Or sadly, a lot of these people have history of years and years and years with victims and victims and victims. And they always do this kind of like rebranding themselves, coming out as, oh, we're changed. Things are different. And then they show themselves again and again. Like, it happens. You guys know how it goes. And the audience revolves so fast that it's so weird to see how that works. Mona Lisa, that's crazy. Yeah. I hope more people talk and speak up about, like, no, she can be funny when she's like taking a black tar mask off her face and peeling her skin off. But when it comes to victims and their families, she should not be anywhere around it. That is my opinion. And I will always stay to that. I've seen her blatantly lie so many times and create so much havoc for victims and their families, no. There's nothing that is, no.
How can I explain this?
No.
I think he's hurt and angry about everything because he's been searching for months for his son. Alone, no other family, right? Alone, no other family. Has he had support? Of course he has.
Lisa, I don't know if it has or not. I don't know what has been sent. I haven't sent anything in. But of course, if people need these videos, they exist and they can grab them if they want. But
then the other side, nothing. Until
Autumn, I feel like me and you were just having this conversation with a bunch of us the other night too. We were like, hello, people, there's a shit ton of channels with these videos.
Until we advertise the gathering of the voices. And then all of a sudden, it's scorched earth. On his event, on my event. Scorched earth. And then I threaten to sue someone, and I get arrested for that. I just want people to understand.
Lindsay, what did you say? You said, I put out a bat signal for you earlier in Jay's chat whenever we got the knowledge of what videos were shown today in court. What are we watching? We're doing a little history lesson of how we got to where we are today. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Music City Mom. Yeah, there's just so much. Hey, y'all, Nana's not drunk. Autumn, everybody. I don't mean, who hasn't she claimed to sue? I missed it.
Understand how unlawful I think that is. How not this goes well beyond abusive process. This is, you detained me, you restricted my freedom in
probably Sumner County
movement over a First Amendment privilege that is provided to me under a constitution, not just of this country, but of their state. So I don't know. And not only that, but this, when the orders are stayed and we start moving forward through the legal process of that, these things.
Yeah. See, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but like the monetization, the awareness stuff. I don't know if you guys are talking about like monetization. Now, I think Duty Ron and those guys, like Duty Ron's great. He's a great example. He does great things for victims. He promotes great advocacy groups that are out there in the field. Search groups, like there again is a great example of awareness versus exploitation. People in this like sector that we overlap with, they claim they're true crime, but again, they're not. So there's those fine lines of like awareness and shit like that is so needed. And there's ways that it can be done properly. And those channels do amazing things with what they do. But then there's that whole other segment, just like we've watched. Again, if you want to go back and see the public optics playlist of how this even started and where it turned into, there's so much that people missed. And I'm really hoping that maybe some people will do it differently.
Things go away.
I don't know.
This whole shenanigans with why I was arrested, what all this other stuff, that all goes away because that order wasn't lawful at that time. And so the arrest was based on that order. So I don't know. Like I said.
Oh, shit. That's right. Chico Pica did text me that, but I didn't even look for it because I was in an appointment by then. I haven't looked for that one yet. I can add that to my list for tomorrow.
I haven't talked to my attorney about it yet. It's a weekend. But I anticipate being able to speak directly to him on Monday. Even Justice agreed there was no reason for you. There's none. I've done nothing wrong.
I got phone calls. Kodo called me and she's like, bitch, I've been looking for this clip for a fucking hour. Where is it? I'm like, hold on, give me a second. I'm like, let me get to my computer. I just got done sending my email. I went over to the computer and I'm like, hold on, you're going to have to listen to me. So I went and started transcripting my own videos. This is August 25th. So I went over and I'm like, hold on, it's in this range here. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, nope, that's not the one. It's got to be in this way though. And I'm like, oh, this is the one. And then I was like, she was wanting to clip them. And then other people were asking for them. So I'm like, fire in the hole. So I'm posting them on this and I'm sending them to these people. And I'm like, here you go. Here's what I remember. And then my brain just went like, I was like, I don't know where anything else is.
And I violated no order. And the order that was provided, in my opinion, is absolutely 100% unconstitutional. Like that can be, but it's got to be stayed anyways because of other reasons. But again, my attorney explained some of it on Friday, so we'll figure out the rest of it on Monday. I don't know what he's going to do. Even if I did know what he was going to do, I can't tell you guys anything about what's happening. But I could tell you this is exponentially more. I can tell you whoever's been raising money.
My brain still works like this after numerous concussions too, Chico. It's amazing. When it stops working, we're all fucked.
On their channel
We are.
hasn't gone to my attorney nor myself. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know what's going on. I haven't watched anything personally.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it's the concussions that made me retain stupid, useless information. I don't fucking know.
I don't want the creators saying I'm calling them out or anything like that. In all fairness, I haven't watched any of it personally. But I've heard through the grapevine that
Maria, do you want me to slow it down? You can always ask, and I can turn closed captioning on you guys. You don't have to suffer through it. If it's too fast, tell me.
there was some channels that really pulled.
Sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. I got a 3x speed button now, and I've been cruising through videos when I'm trying to find something. I'm in love with that 3x button.
Together for support, and I had raised a significant amount that would help, the legal expense fund, right? Because I shelled out a lot of money, and that's okay. I'm glad and fortunate that we were able to raise funds, right? And I was very helpful. I was very thankful and blessed for a couple great supporters that stepped up to the plate. So it was, with much more generous.
Music City Mom, we need like 15 times for him, but 4 times we're getting closer.
Help, to say the least. Okay, so we were very blessed for that. And but those expenses are probably, going to be a little bit. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to have to reach out to a different type of attorney for other legal matters that have resulted from this.
Oh, other legal matters that have resulted from this. Man, these things did not age well. Do you guys want to finish this one some? We've got this one left to do. Look at that face. Look at that face. We've got this one left to do. We've got this one left to do. We've got this one left to do. This one. We'll be doing this tomorrow too, just so you guys know. This one, this one, this one, and today's. We got a ways to go. I laid it all out.
But I got kicked out of Justin's chat last night because people were bashing Beddy so bad I couldn't keep my mouth shut up. That's what I was hearing.
Wait, is this the one you wanted, Chico and Pika, about Justin?
I was hearing, well, you know what? They cultivated that environment. You know what I'm saying? Like they cultivated, like Justin for All never had that problem. I mean, he had a few, but for the most part, people on his channel were, even or, whatever. And he cultivated that. He cultivated, I listened to him. It was like, how he's ashamed of, basically being out there and being part of.
No, these are all still publicly available, but I did go in and I downloaded a bunch of these just in case she does get smart and takes them down. I mean, I would assume they've already been downloaded by people in legal filings with her and stuff like that. Like, I would think that they have already probably downloaded the majority of these, but just for my own use, I also downloaded them.
Engaging in his First Amendments, and he's somehow embarrassed of it now. I mean, it's really funny how all these.
Are you talking about? Wait, Chica, what was being said? Hold on. She was mad. Was it after he called her the bullhorn strangler? Was it after Spanky called her the bullhorn strangler? I'm going to have to go. Whose video was that you guys were watching? Was that Jay's? Is that what you guys are saying? Jay was playing that? Or they were talking about her in that video with Spanky? Is that what you guys are talking about? Is there a clip of that somewhere? If I can get a recollection of like what she's wearing and the kind of what she's saying, I probably will be able to find the time frame that it's in.
People loved it when they were a part of it, but now all of a sudden it's so taboo, right? No, the majority in Justin's chat were backing you. Oh, he stood up for me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice. Because I'm telling you, he hasn't felt like a friend in a really long time. I can tell you that. And
oh, it's after this one. Okay, so it's going to be after this one, because if she was pissed because he collected money for her bail. Yeah. Pika. Okay, that's what it is. It was after this one. So it's going to be between August 25th and October 10th. It's going to be in that time frame. I'll look tonight later on and see if I can find it. It might be deleted or it might be on our backup channel. I'll go see what I can find later on.
That's a little comforting, but I don't know. And I don't know who. It didn't sound like it was just him, because he wasn't the only name I had heard. I heard that several people were trying to do stuff, and I really do appreciate it. And people are very generous. I checked out PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. And
Yeah, it's going to be after this one. So it's going to be between the end of August to probably, well, I would think it's in the next couple days after this one.
I haven't gotten back to responding or starring to everybody yet, but I did see that, and I do appreciate that. Thank you, guys. I know you guys support. You guys, listen, there's a lot of support. Okay, there's a lot of support for me. There's a lot of support for Seth and Tony. These channels, this hub of channels, we have to get away from them, because they're very, very, very toxic. I know you like to go over there and see the drama, but you can't give them the click and the view anymore, because they're creating chaos in these cases. Remember how they used to point the finger and say that we were all doing it? Well, you guys are really seeing a front row view of the damage that they are doing and willing to do to people, to shut them up because they don't like their commentary, or it's not like they've never met me personally, right? So it's either jealousy or they don't like me, right? It's one or the other. The people that don't like me won't watch me. The people that are jealous of me will sit here and watch me till the days go to an end, just to find something to poke at so they can feel better about themselves. Well, to be honest with you, reporting the hate channels like I told everybody, everyone's like, I'm reporting. It doesn't do any good. I don't know why people think it does. For whatever reason, it doesn't do good. Unless it's absolutely egregious, YouTube will not do anything about it. So they hate that you keep it. They hate this is what they hate. They hate that they've been trying so long to destroy me. And every time they try to destroy me, I just come back bigger and better. And, I don't let this stuff get to me. Like, say they would probably, we saw people beat me up. And then when the tables turned on them and they started eating each other alive, when they had to deal with what I had to deal with, they closed their channels down, So it goes to show you that even the people that are hurting me, with whatever they're doing, I don't stop, because to be honest with you, when somebody intimidates me, it just gives me energy to keep going. It really does, because I don't like people thinking that they can intimidate me or, I don't know, beat you into submission,
It might have been one she deleted too, Liz. Sorry, I'm half reading. It might have been one she deleted, but it could be on her Bullhorn Betty crime stories one too.
And I'm just not, I don't know. It's just my personality. I just don't do it, and the more that you push, the more I'll push back. That's just how it is. But see, I don't push back with their dirty, illegal games. I push back with real, and then fact. And it's like, oh my God, she doxed me. No, I didn't. I didn't dox you. If you're out here, if I find out who you are, it's because somebody either posted about it and somebody forwarded it to me or something else. I'm not that techie, right? Unless you are connected with you somewhere on the internet, I can't find you. Nor do I have time to go look, because I'm always working on cases. If you're going back down to intimidation, I barely read, to pick a new purpose, new genre cause crime usually has perpetrators that won't want you there. Yeah, exactly. My lips are starting to get dry. Actually, they weren't that too bad. They didn't bother me most of the weekend, but now they're starting to bother me a little bit. So I just got back, and I'm happy to be here. I actually thought I was going to be gone for
shit. Maybe we'll have to do a weekend of Jackass Roulette Betty edition, because I just realized I have a shit ton of Betty clips. I have no idea what some of them are. No clue, but I have a shit ton of them in my phone. Chances are another one of the setup to hold on.
Cyberbullying for the love of God. Look up what constitutes cyberbullying for the love of God. Me talking about somebody on my channel is covered under the First Amendment. I do not say anything. I do not send people out there. It's ridiculous.
I don't even know what these clips are. I have no idea. Maybe we'll have to do that one of these days and see what I've got.
Like the whole weekend, which kind of sucks.
I've got some random ones from like 2022 with her in them when she was covering some of the Marvon and Dre stuff too.
And you can imagine that it's not the best place I want to be, but you guys know it's not my first rodeo, right? I can tell you by the time I got to Sumner County, I was not the most pleasant. I mean, I was respectful, but I can tell you I wasn't. At that point, they knew I was keeping it together. But don't poke the bear, really, because it was. I was, by the time I got back there, it was. I didn't. You can't really sleep there. Like over in Montgomery, there was. I gotta tell you, good gracious, this is awful. But there was a lady there that was like, she was screaming, and you can't hear because of all the. It's a concrete, and so it has echoing and stuff like that going on. So you really, it's weird because it echoes, and you can't hear what they're saying. You just hear them screaming, right? And so the one chick, I can't remember what I had to do, or if I just asked her if I could use the phone, she came and got me. I can't remember, but either way, I was going through, and while I was talking to her, she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Today the girl thinks she's a cat." Oh my God! So she went screaming. I guess she was meowing really loud, Yeah, she did dox herself.
Beddy talking about people meowing.
I know someone came on Brittany's panel and tried to cause. Well, people do that. That's why I stopped, with the phones for a while until we get to a certain stage and this stuff stops. I just, because nobody wants to, we're talking about cases and there's nothing that upsets.
Oh my, Aristocrat, we need to make that a thing. Karen goes to county. I love that. The bullhorn Karen goes to county.
Me more and upsets my audience more when we're having a real conversation about a case and our perspectives and trying to dive in.
Or how about the potential freelancing felon
and somebody calls with some stupid stuff. It's just like, why? If you don't like the conversation and you don't like me, then leave. You don't have to watch me. It's not like
Demon, I saw that. I've had questions about her. Wasn't she also the one that did the article with them saying, if my child isn't found, there will be blood on those creators' hands?
I'm calling your name. So why are you here? But it's weird. I don't get it. But
Meg,
there was a lady that came in. She didn't stay in my thing very much. They kept me pretty much by myself, which was fine with me, and there was a lady before she was processed, and it's like
never say never. I've got so many thoughts recently on so much going on, and my brain's on overload truly with some of these people that like just all of a sudden appeared on panels, and it's just the mind fuck of the flips from one side to the other. Like, you don't have to like us creators or anything like that. But the complete flip to the other side is a mind fuck in itself.
She was on something. I don't know what she was on. But she was on something, and she seemed fine. But it looked like she peed on herself while she was in there. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe she spilled something, like spilled water and sat in it. But yeah, the way she was walking and acting, I think she peed on herself. And I'm like, wow. I'm telling everyone that
let's do one more, and then we'll save the rest of these for later. We're gonna go back a step. Sorry, I should have done this in order. I forgot that I skipped us the date. So that was August 25th. That's after she got out of jail. But let's go back to August 18th. This is from her backup channel. Sorry, you can hear Kenzie. She's in her room being loud as hell. And Hank's playing with whiskey. Here we go.
To go live. And so I'm going to be getting a shower after that. Look at that, man. That looks awful. It doesn't hurt as bad as it looks. It was all under the blister. So I really did a doozy on my hand. This one I haven't peeled back yet. And you guys saw how red that one was the other day. It's nice to see you guys again. This is Bullhorn Betty. This is the Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories channel. And we don't really have a whole lot to go through, but I am, oh, good gracious kid. Get my legs stretched out. This puppy loves to lay all over me and my feet.
Oh, with her little crown blanket. Hey, stop. He's just playing with whiskey. It's okay. It's okay. He's playing with whiskey. Hank's doing his laps around the house right now. Never say never. To answer that, I don't know enough about that to really have an opinion yet. I heard that was relayed to me, but again, I haven't caught up on all of those from everybody that was in court today. I didn't have time to do that. So I need to find out context of what that is and then see it from there. But I don't know at this point. So if you're here tomorrow, remember to ask me that and maybe I'll have caught up.
Go to sleep. And now she's licking my toes. So we're going to go over a few things that we haven't done this in a while. And this is related to the Sebastian, Justice for Sebastian Rogers. The reason why we named the group, hey, me and you, Kendra, it's nice to see you. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late today. I decided to curl up with the pooch and we took a little nap. And now I look at the time and it's time for a shower and start to pipe down for the evening. I got 2 hours before I used to go to bed at like 8 and get up at 4. Now I go to bed more in the lines of 10 or 11, get up at 4 or 5. So my morning time hasn't changed much, but my I hate when that happens. Crystal, it's nice to see you. Shannon. Oh, Jules, it's nice to see you, my love. Amanda, Auntie, it's nice to see you as well. I got to tell you, I don't know about today's been Sunday. So like this morning I woke up and it's like, I want to eat something, right? And then I'm like, well, what am I going to make? I got all this. What am I going to have for like my meat? What am I going to, I'm just like, I got tomatoes. I got I made some potatoes, like little just fried potatoes, but I put too much salt on them, which I don't normally do. But for whatever reason, I hadn't made breakfast in a while. They tasted fun, but they were a little salty. And I'm like, well, I got to use these potatoes. They're over salty. What do I do? So I made this noodle dish. And what I did is I took my skillet, my cast iron skillet, and I cooked bacon in it and fried some bacon. And then I used that grease along with some olive oil and a little bit of butter and a couple tablespoons of white wine. And I cooked that down with some onions and some garlic. And then I had some tomato that if I didn't use the tomato, it was going to go bad. So I chopped up the tomato into some cubes, threw that in there, made it really colorful. I was going to put some pork in.
Betty talking about cooking just makes me lose my appetite in general. You guys saw Whiskey chasing Hank. Yeah, he runs in circles and then she stands up there and slaps him as he runs by. This is the nightly thing. She was actually just chasing him and now he's trying to get her to chase him again. So my household turns into a racetrack at a certain time at night. But she's going to start talking some shit here in a second.
In there just to give it a little bit more meat. But to be honest with you, the bacon tasted really good in there. I didn't crisp up the bacon too much. I just cooked the bacon. It did have a little bit of a crunch, but for the most part, it was just a piece of meat inside pasta. I took Angel Hair pure pasta and added about a half a cup of water in there and it cooked down. And those potatoes that were over salted seasoned that whole skillet. It was delicious. It was actually pretty good. Actually just finished it just a little bit ago. So anyways, we have been on the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We have come under attack yet again, right? Now there's like all these, everybody keeps reaching out to me about these screenshots. First of all, the majority of the screenshots being passed around are bunk. I couldn't even remember, honestly, if Tony had paid me in a Cash App or I thought it was on through chat, the super chat. And I thought it was the super chat that he did for the steak, but everybody's blowing his whole steak out of proportion. First of all, you don't buy.
Oh, wait, this is why I did this one because remember that $50 for beating up the bee socks? Well, here you go. Those that are saying that it never happened.
People to go harass people were for $50. I don't know what trailer park trash idiot says, oh my God, he's paying her to do this. I don't work for $50, okay, first and foremost. And if I'm going to do something, which I would not do anything that's going to jeopardize my freedom, but if I was going to be paid for something, it better be a hell of a lot more than some stupid $50. I will tell you that right now. Okay, if for any reason I'm going to go out there and commit a crime and somebody's paying me to commit the crime, baby, it better be $5K or more. Okay.
How much is she raised? How much do we know she's raised? Has she raised $5K or more yet? I mean, these are her words, not anybody else's. These are hers.
Okay, and even then, I might just take your $5K and run. Just saying. And it's like I keep my Venmos private. Well, I'm on here, so everybody has, so they can literally manufacture anything they want on these receipts. And so I was talking to Tony. I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought you only gave me the $50 in there. I said, I don't remember you ever saying. He goes, no. He goes, I did. He goes, I don't even remember reading it. I don't even remember unless there's like a little statement there from somebody. I don't even, I probably hearted it or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't. And people are like, oh my God, she's being paid. We're going to turn this over to law. That's a great use of law enforcement resource, a petty BS YouTube beef, right? And I'm sitting here like, and it's Lisa B always is in here. And then there was another, one of our Lisas sent me a screenshot for $823. And I'm like, oh shit, I'd love to have a donation like that, heck, I welcome it. Anybody want to throw $800 my way? I'm not going to stop you. Remember, we still got some legal expenses to pay. You know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is bullshit. I haven't gotten an $800 donation on this channel in like I don't know how long. Like, cut it out. If I'd be sitting up here saying, hey, look what what our beautiful subscriber has done. I'm just like, these people have no bounds. They're evil freaking people. They can't even fight with the truth. They have to manufacture and lie about anything to get the attention of their audience because they're just that stupid. And for their audience, dude, if you've got to pay for friendship, they ain't your friends. Okay? I hate to burst your bubble. All these channels, you look so cool. And everybody.
Didn't Tony end up paying not only $50 for a steak, but isn't he on the hook for a $20,000 bond too? Isn't that correct? Or is that incorrect? Didn't Tony sign for her bond? Oh, shit.
Stop making those donations. I guarantee you go right in the back of the line. All right? I don't need people over here buying my attention or my friendship. We're here for a common goal. It's a missing or deceased person. That's what we do over here, okay? You don't need to. If you want to support, you support. But don't be buying your friendship over here. It won't work. I'm just saying. He will, if I send you a steak, you can collect my child support. Can you collect my child support? If you want to send me steak money, I'll go collect your child support. I got a bullhorn. Just let me know what house I need to aim it at. These people are reaching. It's just crazy. And it's not like this one. Like they've manufactured. They keep manufacturing stuff and they keep lying. It's like, at what point do you realize that you are like making up stuff to change people's mind? Like you could.
Well, shit. Projection. I mean, these people, she should have done a BJ and taken down all these videos. You should probably listen to your co-plaintiff and probably should have gotten rid of all these, if you ask me.
You gotta lie because the truth would never get you there. So you manufacture and make up lies. This is their MO. And I keep telling you this. This is what they keep doing, right? If they have no news, they just make it up, right? And when you find out who everybody's talking to, it's one person that loves to manufacture news. So he's taught all these people this horrible process. And now I'm sitting here talking to people about donations to my channel. No. And even if the guy gave me $50, do you honestly think $50 is a payment to stalk somebody? There's got to be more there. There's got to be conversations. There's got to be text messages. There's got to be coordination, dude. Not just because you have this fucked up thing in your head where you say, oh my God,
kind of like group chats and text messages, coordination type shit like that.
bought her to harass them. $50? Like, what gutter trash are you? Like, just go sit down. Okay. Go sit down. And if that's really what you.
Marcy, I know, but she's still, Beddy doesn't follow anything. So she's an idiot for even leaving these up.
You guys consider evidence. This is probably why you guys don't believe anybody's guilty. Except, we all see how felons. And these people are. Most of these people are felons. And then I was sitting there talking because, last night, Justin For All was on a panel and it's like, oh my gosh, well, the only reason I didn't like you is because how you guys treated Trev Time. I kept trying to tell Justin, Trev Time is not the same that he was when he was on the Summer Wells case. Ever since he got with Chloe, he's changed because you've never heard this man be disrespectful. I have never seen Trev Time be disrespectful to anybody but Seth. And even when he was told to back off, he wanted to come at Seth like a cougar. That is not the Trev Time we used to know. And you know what? It really upsets me because, Justin For All, always about the, I'm a loyal friend. Well, he worked next to me. He rode in cars with me. Him and I have had personal conversation. He personally knows me. I don't know how many times he's done that with Trev Time, but I guarantee it probably wasn't near as many times as he has met me personally and has worked with me personally. You know what I'm saying? So obviously he wasn't a very loyal friend to me when I was trying to explain to him what Trevor was doing. And still doing, by the way, this professional, oh my gosh, he's such a sweet guy. Well, sweet guys don't act the way he's acting, okay? They're not constantly always poking something. Every time there's anything, even the news, you see Trev Time's BS childish comment attached to it. And I told Trev Time at this time, I said, you're going to ruin your reputation over these people. And then we find out Chloe is too busy vetting the volunteers. Why does she need to vet volunteers? Did anybody ask you? You've got a 3-time felon that they're working with, but they're vetting volunteers? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I've heard through the grapevine that it's potential that you might be joining the likes of the felon crew.
This was the way they were wasting time and resources on crap that had nothing to do with Sebastian's case or getting more and more people out there to help search. They were throwing monkey wrenches every time you turned around. And to hear somebody say that they're mad at Seth and Tony because of it clearly did not know what they were talking about, because I guarantee if they saw how Trev Time behaved behind those scenes that they didn't see, they would have been appalled by his behavior, much like I was. Much like I was. And when I saw
more deflection. Okay, so that was the fun part of that one. Let's see here. Which one should we go to next? Let's go to August 29th. Let's go to Sumner County violated my rights. Whiskey is messing Hank up tonight. Whiskey is feeling froggy, and she just keeps smacking the shit out of him and chasing him everywhere. It goes one or the other. Our household is just a disaster zone right now. Hank chases her, then he calms down, and then she comes out of nowhere and starts chasing him. I don't even know. The smallest cat in the house taking on the big dog. It's like, what is this? And he thinks he's a 20-pound lap dog. Like, he doesn't even realize how huge he is. Let's go. Here we go. One more, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. I'll do a daytime live tomorrow. Back to my normal schedule. Before I go pick up Kyle tomorrow evening from the airport. I'm so excited. Life's back to normal.
Oh, wow, my camera's a little dirty. Hi, guys. It is so nice to see you. So nice to see you. I finally got the orders. They mailed me the orders. Orders in my hot little hands. And they filed the sheriff, not the courts. Not the courts. Sumner County Sheriff violated my rights, violated the law.
Hey, Bobby.
What we were told I can't say Sebastian Rogers' name is a lie. Saying I can't say Katie or Chris or Terry is a lie. That is not what is in the order. Here's the order right here. We're going to be going through this in just a few moments. So as far as me worrying about what I say on my own damn channel, if these folks don't.
So by August 29th, she has them in her hot little hands. You notice she's not bitching about not having them or not being served. And meanwhile, we know that right away, she had already had her buddies go down and look at these orders in Tennessee. So how she's complaining about service and, violation of her rights, all that stuff. Well, shit. Here we go.
Come over here. They
Duchess, don't be making fun of her dollar store tablecloth.
won't see what's on my channel. And I'm absolutely allowed to talk about a public case. And the order exonerates that. They had me. I want you guys to
meanie poopy head Duchess, you
hear this, because before I read, and I'll do this again, because I know that while we're doing this, it's going to be a little while before people get in here. I know that the Brian Koberger case is going on. Hey guys, it's nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Cash. God bless you. I've got receipts. I want to make sure I'm very, very clear. This is
well, Sunday, factually, the left one is probably under her foot. The other one's a little propped up on her lap, but the left one, chances are, is underneath her ankle. That left one's got some problems. I mean, I feel really bad for it. If I was that left titty, I would be filing a workman's comp claim. I'm not even joking. It's a hazardous work environment, tripping hazard. She says she's self-employed. Well, those poor boobies, they deserve overtime and a break.
This is the order of protection. What people say is not what this says. This is the actual order from the courts. And Sumner County Sheriff's Office violated the law and violated my constitutional rights as well as my civil liberties. What that lady did, Detective Lisa Byington, was bullshit. Excuse my language. I'll watch my language.
Oh, you meanie.
Now that I've calmed down a little bit. We're going to go over the order. But it didn't say I couldn't say their name. It didn't say I couldn't cover this case. It didn't say none of that nonsense. And I was arrested and detained unlawfully by the Sumner County Sheriff to shut me up. They can kiss my white breaded ass. Thank you. No, thank you. We're going to go over this. We are going to go over this. So first I'm going to go over what was stated that got me arrested. Now that I can. Now that I'm comfortable enough to.
Now that she's comfortable enough to. You already told us because you threatened to sue somebody. We already heard you say it was because you threatened to sue somebody. Do you guys want me to slow it down a little bit more? Or are we good? I got the closed captioning on. Hopefully that helps.
Let's read what it says. This is what I was arrested for. Okay. Here's the affidavit from
Yeah, that's one of her favorite sayings is kiss my white breaded ass. I'm not really sure. she says a lot of stupid shit, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't have to tell anybody that. She just opens her mouth and it falls out.
Lisa Byington. It says on August 22nd, 2024, 3 separate orders of protection were granted against the defendant, Andrew Lynn Griffin, by General Session Judge Ron Blanton. The petitioner on the protective order are Katie Proudfoot, Terry Bowersox, Maddie Kathy Bowersox. According to the order, the defendant cannot come about the petitioners for any purpose and must not contact them or their children either directly or indirectly by phone, email, message, text, mail, or any other type of communication or contact. This is my channel.
So the hashtags would fall under contact is what I'm understanding through the court process. And here again, she's acknowledging she's got the orders, she's reading them. So she's doing this publicly. She was already on the news by this point in time. So how this is even up in the air, I mean, let her run her hands out, do all the things. But yeah, I don't understand that saying either. The Autumn, she says it all the time too. It's like her favorite saying, and it makes zero sense. Like, are you talking like a fish fillet breaded? You're crusty? Is she telling people that she's got like a layer of crust to her? I don't understand that. I've never understood why she says that. Is she telling us her ass is crusty? Like beer battered? Like I don't fucking understand it. And I try not to go into like think about like what that actually means. I don't know. All I think is greasy fish fillet. That's all I got. Okay, let's just hit this button before
the only way you get contacted by this channel is if you subscribe or you're a member. They cannot stop me from talking on my.
He's like a fillet of fish. Is that what? Fuck. See, this is why I don't let my brain. I don't stream at night because I just have weird thoughts when I listen to this shit. I'm like, what does that even fucking mean? Where do these people make this shit up? Like the statement brother bear. I say, oh, brother a lot. Like brother. Oh, brother. But brother bear? What the fuck? Like, where do these people come up with this shit?
My own damn channel. I don't reach out. I've never talked to these people. I've never emailed these people. I've never directly or indirectly. I talk to my audience, not these assholes. And remember I told you I got arrested for hashtags and threatening to sue? On August 22nd, 2024, shortly after the hearing, the petition.
Yeah, and you just got done telling us you weren't comfortable telling us before what you got arrested for. Now you're telling us what you got arrested for, even though you already told us that you got arrested. Jesus, Betty.
Petitioner learned the defendants went on a live on YouTube, Bullhorn Betty, and proceeded to blast how people were talking on social media about court and what took place because the defendant failed to appear in court. The defendant threatened to sue the Proudfoots and Bowersox. Now, my job is in Florida on my own channel, which did not contact any of these people. Now, they're
Duchess, I warned you I was doing this today, too. I was like, I'll just take us back to her own words. That's all I got. That's what I'm going to do. And here we are. I don't know how people walk away from these and go, yeah, that makes any sense. No, none of this shit makes any sense. It makes no sense.
Friends sending
That's why it's called nonsense on the web. The web.
My channel. That's not me contacting them. That's their own people contacting them. And use the hashtags, hashtag Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and their minor son, Sebastian Rogers, on her YouTube channel. Can't fix.
Pika. It's the aliens with the anal probes again. I swear. That's what I don't even fucking know right at this point.
Stupid, Tennessee. On August 22nd, 2024, at approximately 12 noon, your affiant received information from Katie Proudfoot that the defendant was live streaming on her.
Oh, no. Y'all, Nana's not drunk. No. Don't Google this shit. Don't ever Google. Did you hit the images part too? Please tell me you hit the images part. Oh man, I looked up and oh man. Did you hit the images part of the Google search there? It's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. That's a real thing that people do that. Yes, that's real.
Her YouTube channel, Bullhorn Betty. Your affiant watched the live stream, which showed the defendant driving while videotaping her feed. During the live stream, the defendant again threatened to sue the Proudfoots and Bowersox. The live stream titled Garbage of YouTube. had hashtags of hashtag Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and their minor son, Sebastian Rogers, was listed on it. Based on these facts and statements, your affiant believes the defendant violated the conditions of 3 protective orders twice.
Hold on, they're telling us right here. Let me go pull that one. Let me go back. Hold on.
During the live stream, the defendant again threatened to
Let me go back. I can find that one right now.
24 at approximately 12 noon, your affiant received information from Katie Proudfoot that the defendant was live streaming on her YouTube channel, Bullhorn Beddy. Your affiant watched the live stream, which showed the defendant driving while videotaping her feed. During the live stream, the defendant again threatened to sue the Proudfoots and Bowersocks. The live stream titled Garbage of YouTube had
I got it.
hashtags of hashtag Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and their minor son, Sebastian Rogers, was listed on it. Based on these facts and statements, your affiant believes the defendant violated the conditions of 3 protective orders twice this date. Therefore, your affiant is charging the defendant with 6 counts of violation of a court order protection. These offenses did occur in Sumner County, Tennessee. These violations she lied and said they happened in Sumner County, Tennessee. I was in Florida and can prove it. This detective has lied under oath multiple.
Got it. And guess what? It's the one you guys were talking about.
A non-public, frankly, I've always got my name in their mouth. Hey, Justin, you have my phone number if you ever want to talk to me instead of talking about me.
Ding, ding, ding. This is the one that you guys were talking about, Chico and Pika. Here you go. This is the video right here. There you go.
Just saying. So much for loyal friendship, right? I don't say boo about you, dude. And if you think that I'm talking about you when I say the trash on YouTube, then you probably are part of the trash on YouTube. I'm just saying. Keep my fucking name out of your damn mouth. You don't know what the hell is going on. And quite frankly, I've lost all respect in you when you decided to back up Trevor Lee with his bad behavior. So there is that. There is that. But everybody knows I'm done with the trauma and drama of the true crime scene here on these platforms. That's why I've distanced myself from everybody. And of course, everybody still talks about.
So this is the one they played in court today, I'm gathering, correct? Is that they played a snippet from this one? Is that what you guys were telling me earlier, Pika and Chico? This has to be the one you guys were looking for, right?
Me, so it looks like I'm more powerful than them because nobody's talking about them. And as far as I'm concerned, Justin can stay the hell away from me forever.
Good night, Kitty Coo. Get some rest. We won't be here much longer. We'll finish this tomorrow. I've got tomorrow during the day. I think I'm done with everything. I've got one project at work I need to finish. Otherwise, I'm good.
You know, I just wanted to be away from him for this case because he's just wrong on all levels.
You did
and now
too,
he can just stay the hell away from me. I want nothing to do with him. Absolutely. After this.
You did too. I haven't even checked all my. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Yes. Never say never. This is Spanky. She's talking about it. You were looking for it too. Do you guys want me to link it in the comment section for you? Hold on. Let me go grab my phone and I'll link it in the comment section for you so you guys have this one.
This is all said and done. We're done. We're done. And he's going to act like he doesn't care until he does care. Because how many times has he called me while I've been out on the road and in the field, not like his idiot friends. And he can't get them, like, right? You can't get JLR on the phone, can you? You got to call fat ass to get his attention. So there is that. It just is. It's very irritating, but I don't really care. I don't really care. This is my problem. Is everybody just goes with whatever they think, whatever they're being told. They don't do any due diligence. That's my biggest problem with the trash here on YouTube and the true crime genre. They just go with whatever's going to give them the click and the view. And you know what, Justin? You could keep my name out your mouth, or you could freaking call me for, maybe I have you blocked. I don't know. I mean, I probably do have blocked. I've blocked just about everybody on your team. So there is that. There is that. Hey, guys, it's nice to see you. And this is on.
There you go. It's linked. I just dropped the link for it so you guys can save it. There you go. Sorry. We found it, though. There you go.
5 days. So if anybody's in here running their mouth for my mods, just block them. I really don't care. We don't need to click in the view. We're just fine over here on this channel. I damn sure don't need to be putting somebody else in my title. Oh my God, what's going on with BHB? You know what's going on with me? Friggin' liars. And he's now, Justin, I want to tell you something from me to you. You were part of the Roach channel. These people lied. Instead of doing the right thing, once again, you do the wrong thing. So I've got nothing to say for you. We're done. Like DONE, done. Stick a fork in it, done. Don't ever call me. Don't ever reach out to me. If you want to war with me, that's fine. I don't war with people. What I do is I cut them off and cut them out. So you took a problem that was just going to be a case problem and you made it a forever problem. I just want to let you know. And if you want to change that, you know my number and you can call me. But I guarantee you won't, because you're too busy talking about me versus actually talking to me. So again, there is that. Hey guys, it's nice to see you. We're on the road again. No, I did not need to be at that court hearing. Just to let you know, I did not need to be at that court hearing today, no matter what these people say to you. I did not need to be at that court hearing. My attorney specifically told me I do not need to show up, period. So if my attorney tells me I do not need to show up and he did not show up in court, there must be a reason for that. So there is that. But people are too stupid and have their...
This is why people were looking for this one, because it's about my attorney said I didn't need to show up in court. Okay.
That's so messed up that they would rather talk about me. But hey, I bring in the clicks and the views. Maybe I should have put Bullhorn Beddy in my own title, right? Right? I'm so sick of the lies. I'm so sick of the deception. I'm so sick of the manipulation of people's channels in an effort to attack Bullhorn Beddy, which all I've done is try to keep Sebastian's name front and center with all the attacks I've gotten. Not even the 3 years prior to, just the attacks for supporting Seth, right? Because I saw a man that was struggling, I saw a man that was innocent, and I saw a man being attacked by vultures for content. And I put my channel in front of him and the vultures. And you know what? It's pretty sad when your friends turn into the vultures you're trying to protect an innocent father from. So it's like, oh my God, let me tell you something about Trev time, right? Trevor Lee. He has lost his reputation because he's a pompous idiot that chose to take his girlfriend, a married woman, by the way, that he was sleeping with, by the way, allegedly, by the way, and because she was fired, because she was a PI that was supposed to be investigating Sebastian Rogers' case, but chose to take her time to investigate the volunteers helping search and cause a crazy circus because of it. That wasn't what she was supposed to be doing. She was supposed to be being a PI. What PI vets volunteers? Please explain that to me. Enough was enough. She was moved on, and Trevor Lee attacked Seth because of it. Seth has a right to use and work with who he chooses to use and work with.
Now this makes sense. Okay, this video wouldn't have made sense or stood out to me, but I get why this was played because of the acknowledgement, and then I'm assuming she'll go on to say more. We'll watch this one, and then tomorrow we'll pick up with the other one that we just left off on. Sound good? We'll finish this one out, and then we'll be done for tonight, and then we'll pick up where we left off, and we'll get into what she said today alongside of a walk down, the rest of the walk down memory lane. Sound good? Okay, good deal.
If he didn't like the lady's performance, guess what? You get fired. She was doing it free of charge. She should be thankful she was relieved of having to do free work. But instead, she chose to attack him and make a...
Thank you all for hanging out with me and doing these walk down memory lanes. It's sometimes really interesting because I forget a lot that's happened because there's been so much that has happened. Going back, I was starting to make a list the other day of all the different accusations. I started last night making all the different things that have been accused of this family, like blatant, horrific allegations. There's just too much. If you start in March into April, the accusations without proof, the slanderous, like we're talking major allegations are unreal. And it's been happening for nonstop every day.
A non-public fight, very much public. Seth didn't try to make it public. Trevor Lee and Chloe and JLR wanted to throw egg on Seth because he did not want to work with him for whatever reason. And whether their feelings got hurt, that was pretty crappy for Trevor. And you know what? If you don't believe me, go look at every single post that has anything to do with Seth. Who's the one writing the negative comments? Trevor Lee. Still to this day, he just can't let go. The boy's got some problems. And his first problem, her name starts with Chloe, right? He's ruined himself. I can tell you, people in Tennessee, parents in Tennessee of the missing are not reaching out to Trevor Lee anymore. I can promise you that. Nobody wants to work with him and his crackpot team. And I tried to warn him about this before he got in bed with these people, but everybody sees JLR's got 200,000 and they just want to suck some of those viewers so they can have their... I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not sucking up to anybody for views or viewership. So Just, you know what, Justin? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. There you have it. If people want to unsubscribe from me because of it, go right ahead. Trust me, I have better things to worry about than my subscriber count. We actually get out of our house and actually search for people. Justin used to actually care. Now it's just for the clicks and the views and what can make him money while he sits at home and takes care of his kids, which I can understand, you know? But at the end of the day, so much for loyalty and friendship. Now you got to see who Justin is as a person. So at the end of the day, I was told by my attorney.
By the way, I also just made sure I downloaded this. I shared it on my community wall, so it's right there for everybody in case you didn't get the link. I shared it on my community wall, so it's right there, just so you guys know. I'll try to reshare all of these that I can, and I also downloaded it in case for some reason she does delete it, so it's downloading right now. So if anybody, just let me know.
Not show up. I did not show up, and everybody's making a big deal out of this when there's no big deal here. My court hearing is going to be sometime in September, from my understanding, but these yahoos out here are too stupid to understand what's going on because they're not knowledgeable enough to know what's going on. I keep trying to tell people I don't lie, but everybody tries to make me out to be a liar, and then every time it comes to fruition, everybody's all pissed off and say, "Oh, this happened," because I told you it would. And you guys were too busy listening to the liars on these streets than the reality on these streets. Like many of these cases, you guys rather go to the person that might have this breaking news. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And we all know that in life. But when it comes to YouTube, everybody seems to hit the crazy train and bump their head and think that that's not true. Oh my God, this salacious information. Seth disappeared for 3 hours.
Kim, we found it.
Where's the receipts, Terry Lynn? Where's the receipts that there was a poker game? You still haven't even produced those, you dummy. Everybody is so sick and tired of the lies, but still keep going and listening to the lies. I'm done. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people making shit up. It's irritating. It's absolutely, utterly irritating. They lie, they manipulate, and then when they get caught with their pants down, they lie some more. It's ridiculous. I'm utterly ashamed that I know these people and I've ever worked with them. That's all I got to say. I can tell you there's not a loyal bone in anybody's body on the streets of YouTube. I was actually stupid enough to actually believe that. And I should have known all people care about is
it's midnight for a lot of these people. A lot of my viewers are East Coasters, two-way road. A lot of them, so they're in bed watching or just laying here. We probably put a few of them to sleep. I've been streaming at way weird hours lately. I need to get back into my daytime routine, but
who's the most popular? We go, I'm so sick of getting stuff in. Sorry, we're traveling. We're going to have some interruption. Okay, we're back. Hopefully I had to turn my air conditioning on. Now I'm freaking freezing in here. But it's just really irritating that you got people that run with whatever. They don't do any due diligence anymore. Like, they used to fact find the crap out of some of this stuff, and you don't even get that anymore. It's like, oh, well, we don't have it. We're starving for news. We're starving for news. Let's just make it up. Let's go find a post that bodes with something that's going to be salacious so we can talk about it. Like, this is a 15-year-old boy, and I got to tell you, I'm just appalled by the people on these streets. I'm appalled, at the end of the day, it's just these people are so stupid, creating all this chaos because they can. At the end of the day, I didn't need to be in court, period. Okay? The court hearing will not be until sometime in September, period. You want to know why? Because my attorney has already filed things in the case.
There you go. There you go. This is why this was played right here.
Yeah, you get it? So let the lawyers do the lawyering and let the idiots still keep being idiots. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and listen. Don't send me anything to my emails anymore about this court hearing.
Yeah, Autumn, this is why. This makes sense now. Hey, DTOS. This is exactly why. Crazy. Abso-fucking-lutely crazy to see this. Well, they actually, two-way road. I just play their own words. They debunk their own shit. I reshared this one because this is the one everybody was looking for today. I didn't realize it. But we actually, she was reading off the orders and read it. And I was like, hold on, I'll go grab that. Sure enough, put it right in, pulled it right up. And this is the one that they were talking about and everybody was looking for. So I reshared it on my community tab. And then I downloaded it too, just in case for some reason she does get smart Well, she shouldn't because she's under litigation hold. But in case she does, I've also got it downloaded. So just for everybody's, I've said it like 4 times, but in case anybody needs to know, I did download it.
Okay, I'm sorry you're being manipulated by a bunch of liars, but at the end of the day, I have a bought and paid for attorney that's advising me of the law in Tennessee.
A bought and paid for attorney. That didn't work out well. These did not age well at all, and I love it. I love it for her.
So if he tells me not to go, guess what? I'm not going. If he didn't show up, there's probably a really good reason he didn't show up, right? Maybe you guys need to get off your high horse and start using your common sense. No, I'm Team Summer. I wish these YouTube creators would wait until they don't want to, because the idiots that pay for their friendship on their channels are too busy just trying to pass off the narrative, right?
Well, Nana's not drunk. Don't thank me for anything. You guys suffer through it with me, and we find it together.
It's, in all fairness, sorry, I know I have some Democrats that watch us on here, but it's the Democrat playbook, right? Smear, smear, smear. Not one fact of scintilla of information that is true. They just want to lie, and try to get more money from their audience for these lies. They're being lied to, they're being manipulated, and at the end of the day, they can keep saying whatever they want. But what are they going to do when all of this is flipped on its head and they're made out to be liars? Guess what? Their stupid ass audience is still going to support them lying and manipulating and using their audience as pawns. When are they going to realize that these people don't mind breaking the law and doing underhanded shit? This is breaking the law and doing underhanded shit. You guys understand that, right? I mean, I would hope you would, but you know what? I don't believe that there's a lot of smart people that are in their chats. I think
Really, Betty, but your chat's like a Mensa meeting, right? Sure.
the smartest people in the world are right here on our channel, in all fairness.
Oh.
Just
smartest people in. But you can't write this script. You cannot write this script. Oh, y'all, Nana's not drunk. I can't do enough, truly. I mean, I wish I could do more. I really do, but I'm determined to get BlipBoard. Between me and everybody else doing it, it's not just me. There's a bunch of us that are trying. I think we will be successful in getting Blip to recognize the targeted hate campaign. I really do. Yeah, Kim, this did not work out well for her.
Just say it. No. They got a force. And this morning when I got, there must have been some type of political something or other going on, because I've never seen a police escort like I saw today when I left. There were 4 big Academy buses. I don't know if it's a freight, like a bus liner called Academy or what, but they were surrounded by like literally, I want to say like 10 police officers giving them a police escort to where they were going. 4 huge buses. It was weird. And I'm like, I don't know of any political event in Florida that's going on today that would require.
John Doe, I think I was the one that actually named them the Mensa panel, unfortunately.
4 buses of, cops to like a police escort. That was.
And they actually have convinced themselves that there's intelligent life form over there is the scariest part of that whole thing.
I mean, they literally stopped traffic on I-75 to let the buses in. Like, it was a big deal. I keep wondering to know who's on those 4 buses. But at the end of the day, I just really got hot and bothered seeing the title of Justin.
Betty getting hot and bothered. I don't need to know any more details. Good night, Lisa. Enjoy your show. Get some rest.
And I'm just like, you know what? Just when you don't think you can go lower, I don't say nothing about that man. Nothing. And he's got my name all twisted up in his mouth. And I'm just getting really sick and tired of it. And if he really wants to go down this road, then we'll go down this road. But I figured of all people, but I should know. I should know by now. Don't trust a damn person on.
I want to believe a 2-way road. I believe that they will genuinely, once they know what is going on with it and they see the bragging on Twitter and all the posts, the targeted posts, and like how it's very obvious, I believe that they will remove it. I believe that once we get the right attention, because it goes against their policies. So
streets, not even the ones that you're told to trust, right? What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
I mean, worst case scenario, ultimately, I think they will eventually come down. I'm hoping that we don't have to, the parents don't even have to get involved, because there's enough proof available publicly to show everything, you know, that goes against their policy. So I'm hoping the parents don't have to get involved, but ultimately, you know, if they have to send a cease and desist to the company and or get legal things going, you know, that might be, but I have a feeling they will come down one way or another.
So that's where I'm at with this whole thing. Go back to Justin, listen to his bullshit. And again, Justin, you know my numbers. You could call me for a statement, but you choose not to. You choose to run with the bullshit all the time.
He has deleted a bunch of it, but I archived a bunch of it earlier today because I had a feeling.
The bullshit. So all I gotta say, bug off. Bug off. Our friendship is over. It will never be repaired again. I'm not Marissa. I don't sit there and have fights with people and then make up with people and then have fights with people and then make up with people and then have fights with people and make up with people. No, when I'm done, I'm done. I'm done. And I can guarantee he will regret this at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I promise you at some point he's going to regret taking our friendship like this. And when it's all said and done, I want nothing more to do with him. Him, his team, everybody. As a matter of fact, if anybody knows anybody on his team, they see them in my Facebook groups or anything, kick them out. That goes for my mods. I don't want anybody in our chats anymore. I don't care. Kick them all out. That's all I got to say. But at the end of the day, I'm perfectly fine. I'm not worried about anything. We know that these people lied. We've already heard what they stated in their statement.
A two-way road, yes. Supposedly they do have a few of them up. They supposedly have them all over the country. They've written, like they've made lists and stuff. But do I know that they're factually in all of those locations? No, they haven't shown proof of that. There's no way for me to verify that. But no matter what, at the end of the day, they're using Blip's name to do a targeted harassment campaign. So whether all of them are up or not is to be seen. But they're using Blip as a part of their target, like they're if they're not up, let me say this clearly, if those are not actually in those locations, they're still pretending and fabricating things as if they are. Oh, no. Cinda, you didn't offend me at all. No, you didn't offend me at all. People are really upset with both Duchess and I over that situation because they can't separate out the fact that we weren't there supporting Clue, or like it wasn't about Clue, it was about trying to support victims and their voices, and just the fact that this has been coming, this is the playbook of sorts, you know, just trying to listen, be a part of a conversation. Unfortunately, no, people are really pissed off at us about it, but it is what it is. They're gonna have to navigate. I'm over the shit, but no, you didn't offend me at all.
Statement, and we know that that's 100% lying. You guys have seen what they've put in there. You guys saw that they said I was a rioter. You know damn well I've never been in a riot before in my life. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. They're trying to say because I put my gun up on a post and was saying something about the Second Amendment, that's some type of threat.
Babe, she just did all this political stuff in here, and I know that's why you popped out of the bushes, because she was doing that. But yeah, I mean, she said that she felt that they were doing, they were trying to get her assassinated one time too. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we've got clips of that too.
That was done over a year ago. First and foremost, long before this case ever came around. Actually, 2 years ago, as a matter of fact. They tried to say because I said I was going to bring a machete for the woods of Tennessee, that was a threat. And that was a threat. That is a lie. None of these were threats. None of these were threats toward them.
Love you, babe.
I have conversations on my channel like I am now. And they're using these things and manipulating the word because I said machete. Now all of a sudden is I'm going to kill them with a machete, right? That's a lie, right? You know that's a lie.
Fuck, I was asked for this clip about the machete too. Oh, I need to send this one. Well, I already reposted it. Okay, they can find it. I didn't realize that was in here too.
Got that? So if they're lying under oath, do you honestly think that these POs are going to actually go through? When my attorney gets in there and we start fighting him? Are you guys that stupid? Has everybody on YouTube lost their ever-loving common sense? Because I gotta be honest with you. I feel like I'm in.
Kim, that's the angle I'm approaching this with. And everyone, I was super respectful about every message I left, but I was like, thank you for your prompt attention to this matter before this escalates into further harm or something potentially being done that could further put you in liability. I used that type of language to make, because I believe that it's where it goes directly against what they stand for. It's got up to, it's misleading about the reward amount. It's using a minor child's image. It's a sticky situation. And I think it would open them up to a lot. And it's not fair to them either. They provide a service and they wouldn't be okay with this. I really highly doubt. I don't think making a couple $1,000s is worth it to further incite harm to a missing child.
In the Twilight Zone.
I would hope not.
People that I thought were good have turned to slack people. They lie. They don't even try to fact check anything anymore. What happened? Am I the only person that's...
Cinda, it's totally okay. Duchess and I both were talking about it today too. Like, it's the narrow vision of not understanding what the intent is or the purpose is of, what we're doing. And that's, if people get lost in that, that's for them. I'm not about to continue to try to make people see, like, you show up for, we've got to start showing up for important conversations or to understand the bigger picture of what's happening to these families. And that was in the works, both of them. That's why I don't want to review it and put it out here, because it's extremely sad on both ends of it. And it's extremely scary that it's gotten to that point watching, but I'm shocked that it took this long for that breaking point to get here. And I worry for the next ones. I really do. I really do. So all we can do is continue to just push forward and continue to, it fired both of us up though. Everybody else's anger and frustration towards us just motivated us to kick it into high gear today. And we did. And I will continue to do whatever I can. I'm just one little person that can do a little bit with what I can. And here we go.
Required to tell the truth on here? Is it the only thing that, because good Lord, let me say Memphis or Mississippi instead of Memphis, and the whole world breaks apart. But they can lie slap through their teeth about everything for a solid year. And everybody just believes everything they say, even though.
Babe, meanwhile, in the beginning of this, we played a clip of her asking other people to send her everything because she doesn't research anything of her own.
Oh, time and time and time again, they are proven wrong and they are proven to be liars and they're proven to be malicious. So you guys do what you want. I really don't care.
Y'all, Nana's not drunk. I have no idea. I don't know how people are okay with those or don't see that it's further incitement of harm, especially the fact that they're so misleading. I think that's the part for me, is the fact that they don't say that he's missing. They don't give any identifying information that he's an Amber Alert child. They use his image, his name, the rewards. It's a mess. I don't know how people have twisted it in their head that they're okay. I genuinely can't get in that mind frame, so I'm not really sure.
I really care for the clicks and the views. I really don't care for the pieces of shit in my chat. If you don't like me, change the channel, But I can tell you, if you are loyal to Justin, bye. Right? Because our friendship is over. We will never work again. I've got nothing good to say about him. I've got nothing bad to say about him. But our friendship.
Meanwhile, now they're back to being buddies. This is how that whole group works. That's why I'm saying, like, be very careful trusting any of the heels behind their ears crew. They flip-flop on each other constantly. They've actually fought with people for content. Like, they've pretend fought with each other for content, clicks and views to get their names in the algorithm because it draws attention.
Friendship is absolutely 100% over. We will never be friends again. And I hope he's happy with himself. Now he can say whatever the hell he wants to, because if he ever tries to call me, he'll be blocked. I want nothing to do with him. So good luck. Enjoy JLR. Enjoy sinking. Enjoy being a joke at some point, because you're going to ruin your reputation as well if you haven't already. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans at. I am in the middle of traveling. I am not going to worry about the bullshit here on these streets. Just know I'm perfectly fine. Just know that my attorney's got this. And I really don't care what other people say, because clearly it's going to be corrected and it is going to show that they all lied to you guys once again. But you know what? It's not going to change, because they don't really care about the truth, and neither does their audience.
So who showed that they lied to everybody? I think that would be you.
They only care about the lies and the smears that they can get, the narrative that they can. They're propagandists. That's all they are. That's it. Like I said, the Democrat playbook. If you say it 1,000 times, maybe somebody will believe it. At what point are you guys going to find out that they lie to you about everything and they're always wrong? So why do you keep listening to them? If they're always wrong and never get one thing right, why do you keep listening to them? Because if you go back, I mean, we've been on the streets for 4 years, right? So go back and look and see what they ever got right. Nothing. Everything that they say and do is wrong. So, whatever. I can't fix stupid. That's all. That's going to be my new drum beat. I can't fix stupid here on these streets. I'm just going to keep rolling with it and get the stupidity out of my channel as quickly and as expediently as possible. So, if you guys have something to say, it doesn't really matter to me. It's you know, shit off my back.
Meg, I don't know. I don't know. I
really don't.
She brought politics into this. I don't even fucking know at this point what she's doing.
I did nothing wrong. You guys know I did nothing wrong. If you honestly believe that criminals can actually lie under oath and get away with it, then you are freaking as stupid as they are. And I'm just going to say it like that. People don't like the way I call people out. I call people stupid and dumb and stuff like that because they are.
She ties a lot of things together. Like she'll go on this, like she's like Trump. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I can't drill common sense into criminals' minds, right? These people are lowlives and do underhanded, dirty, real life shit maliciously. You should be thankful it's not happening to you, but what if it was? What if the shoe was on the other foot? What if the shoe was on the other foot? And that's where it needs to be. So guess what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I will promise you, this is not going to end very pretty, okay? Somebody's going to be in a lot of trouble legally and lawfully.
Well, isn't that the wildest statement to hear tonight, considering that they sent it over, if there's enough probable cause to send it over for a grand jury, which means felony charges pending. That's what they're going to be looking for. Is there enough evidence to support the felony charges you're facing? That's the crazy part of all of this. So who's looking at, Beddy.
And it ain't going to
She just doesn't know when to stop, does she?
be bullhorn Betty. I can promise you that. It's not going to be bullhorn Betty. They lied under oath. I'm just done. I'm done explaining myself to people. I can promise you I have an attorney. I can promise you that attorney told me not to show up. I can promise you that this is going to go away. And I can promise you that Katie, Chris, Terry, and Kathy are going to be sued for damages. And if you don't believe me, mark my words.
Okay, you heard it again. How many people did we hear she threatened to sue tonight?
But again, I'm not going to argue with idiots. You know why? Because it makes me look like an idiot. Justin can argue with himself. I think we already know that. Anyways, have a great day. I got traveling to do. We need to bring this back to Sebastian, not about bullhorn Betty. So I hope people show up to the vigil. I hope people show up to the gathering of voices. We've got everything. Oh, shit. I forgot the signs. I forgot my 7 signs. I hope Sonia's in the chat. I forgot my signs. I just realized I left them at home. I had 7 signs that I was going to bring with me, and I forgot to load them up in the car.
Maybe that was your sign. You should have stayed home.
Damn it. I hate when that happens. Anyways, it is what it is.
So she's already under the protection order. She knows that they're in existence. And she goes, oh, man.
It'll all work out just fine. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't worry.
She didn't have to show up in court. Her attorney had it handled. Oh, Beddy.
About bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty's a big girl, and I've been dealing with these snakes and cockroaches for 3 years. I am literally the raid repellent, you know?
He's the raid repellent.
And the only thing that they can do is talk about me because I am their meal ticket. That's pretty sad. Nobody's talking about them. It's like that boyfriend, you know, when the guy doesn't want you and you're always running after him and you look behind you and nobody's running after you. That's kind of like these hate channels.
Why would you be running? Why are you chasing men? Well, I mean,
that's like these cockroach channels that clearly J is for Justice and Justin for All just kind of converted to. So, peace out.
Bye, Beddy. Well, that sure as hell didn't age well. That's the one that they were looking for today. So you guys know that supposedly there was a snippet of that one played in court today, of that one claiming, you know, her basically acknowledging that she knew this was all going on, and then she was bitching about service and shit. Whoo! There's a lot. Oh, Kim, yeah, for sure. I mean, just the ones that we got through tonight, just the statements she said and stuff. We haven't even gotten into when she starts talking about the corruption and makes that weird. I don't know if that will be seen as a threat or a veiled threat. What she said about the grandchildren, look at your grandchildren. I'm not really sure. I guess it depends on the judge, but I don't think that's the threat that they were talking about. If there was a threat to the bench, I think there's something else that happened that we might not know of. And then it sounded like somebody actually might have made a phone call today or something. I don't know. I have no idea. So I need to go catch up on that. But I guess we will see how it all like shakes out too. I'm sure somebody will get transcripts that's local in Tennessee at some point in time on some of this stuff. And then we'll find out more as it comes. Right now, it's set for May 23rd. So we'll see what happens. But we'll pick this up tomorrow. We'll go into, she did a live stream today. I've got it pulled up and ready to go. And then I've got the other ones that are really interesting to listen to her too. So I will pull those tomorrow. We'll do a daytime live tomorrow and we'll go through some of that stuff. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight and walking down memory lane. Sometimes it's nice to remember that this stuff is how we got here. Yeah, I haven't heard. I have to go catch up on like all the different pieces from people that were there. Were the E's there too? Sometimes I like to listen to like the different sides because most of the time they're pretty consistent usually on what happens. But that's what I'm understanding, a two-way road. None of the green team showed up. That's really strange to me too. Not the E's. The E's didn't either. Oh, weird. I know I had heard Seth didn't show and that Tony didn't show, but oh, Jason, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Only Sonia and the real me too. Wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. It'll be interesting. Yeah, we'll just have to, I'll gather what I can, but then we'll go watch all the crap that she said in her live stream. I did watch some of Betty's live stream from earlier. I put that in my ear and she was making it sound like somebody on the other side called and threatened. So it's a little weird. Yeah, I have no idea, Cinda. I'll go see what I can gather tonight. I think if they would have been there though, they would have gone live today already. Right, Kim? Yeah, something's weird there. Something's interesting. We'll have to go figure out what's going on. All right, you guys. Well, there's that clip for anybody. If you find creators, it's posted on my community tab. Share it around. That's the one people are looking for. And I will be back with you guys tomorrow, and we'll finish out the second walk down memory lane with how we got here with Betty. Yeah, Sunday. That's a good question. I have no idea. Kim, me too. That's so telling. Good night, Jason. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you guys for the support once again too. And I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I'll hear something from that ticket from Blip, or if I get a call back, I'll keep you guys posted and we'll tell you what we find out next. And if there's anything we can do, all we can do is try. And all I can figure out is like, well, shit, these companies have policies and procedures. What can we use to work against them? So not doing anything fishy, illegal or anything, just letting a company know your policy is being violated by people with a targeted hate campaign. That's nothing out of the ordinary or out of the scope of doing anything but the right thing. So bye, y'all. Oh, wait, Kim, what? There was allegedly pictures put on social media of the last court hearing, and what she said in her lives about the judge and the grandchildren. Kim, where did you hear that? Before I leave, really quick, I'm going to go see if I can find it. Thank you, Terry. A two-way road. You're going to have people triggered over that shit. I'm going to get in trouble for that. They're going to say, look at nonsense, this troll. Where'd you guys hear that? Who'd you guys hear that from? Tell me so I can go listen and see what I hear. Kim, I think today will end up being a really good day. Listening to Betty upset the way she was today and what she was saying about Sumner County better be careful or whatever. I was like, ooh, she's pissed. So she's acting like she's not scared, but she is. Who's Autumn? Who's live? Anybody point me in the right direction? Anybody? Okay. You think they said they weren't, but I can't swear to it. Okay. Queens yesterday. Okay. I'll go see if I can try and transcript stuff and see what I can find. Thank you guys. Good night, y'all. Bye.